says starting. Okay. How's everyone doing? This is Wandering Veteran and we have Jesse Michael. Yeah.
Hi.
So we're just gonna wait for people to actually be on. So on my end, I don't have to be in the video chat for the webcam to be active. So I'm just gonna go to the live chat. I recommend you go to the live chat as well. So that way we can read people's messages. So I'm actually gonna have to pull up my video.
Okay. What? Let's try something here. Whoops, it is for everything.
Okay, so J&K is here.
What's up, J&K? How's it going?
All right, cool. So I guess we're good now. I'm just moving my windows around. All right. Just waiting for hopefully a few more people. JW Speaker, awesome to see you. And he's saying greetings to you, Jesse.
Hey, how's it going, man?
All right.
What's going on, Jordan?
See here. How do
Internet is being trash right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So stand by.
Okay. Oops. How you doing, Leah?
What's up, CT? Hey, Leah. All right, it's just gonna.
How you doing, CT as well? Where's Tracy? Doing well. She's doing well. Awesome.
It looks crystal
clear. I'll be in and out. Kaysen is in the pool playing tag with some kids. That's awesome as well to hear. He's having fun. Presumably at the pool at the hotel.
Nice, Jordan.
And you're leaving tomorrow, you said?
Where are you guys at, Jordan? I don't think I caught the exact location in your stream earlier. And sorry for the trashy quality in my reception, y'all.
And I think it was Aurora. I think he's in Aurora, Colorado.
Oh, nice. Nice. Enjoy that.
Jaime, what's up? So I got this awesome guy.
What's up,
He's actually, tell him who you're working with right now, Jesse. Tell him who you're working with.
Yeah, Jaime. So currently I'm working on Bill and Ted 3, being filmed in New Orleans. Keanu Reeves, Alex Winter, Kid Cudi. We're going to have Dave Grohl at some point in time. Whole shit ton of awesome people. We're excited working. I'm there. Okay, cool. It's just crashing on my end. Awesome. Thank you, homie. Caesar cut CT. Hey, what's up, Stu?
So
Six Anomaly.
Did you actually know, Jesse, that? Oh.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Did you actually know that Keanu Reeves right now has been trending on YouTube right now lately?
Yeah, he's for for quite, yeah, like more recently than other times, but yeah, he's been trending quite a bit. Just this past, or just yesterday and the other day, there was these sweet little group of children in the neighborhood we were invading and filming in. They baked him or fried him up beignets. There were signs posted all over the neighborhood, like, welcoming him and, telling them they loved him, this and that. I think a big group of them got a chance to take a picture with him. So you'll probably see that, pop up on the internets here and there sometime shortly. But the man's a sweetheart. So I got nothing but good things to say about him so far. And I'm sure that's just going to, continue to be the trend. So I can see why he's trending. It's amazing being able to work with one of your favorite actors and being able to, be within feet of him. Gets a little nerve-wracking at times. I haven't been able to say very much to him except for like hello and good morning, which was just Thursday finally. So sorry that was a little long-winded.
So Austin did, regardless. Keanu did a short film about a robbery in a gas station. Do you know about this? Sixth Anomaly says it.
I don't. Sixth Anomaly. I'll have to check that out. Do you know how long ago that was shot? One of my favorite films with Keanu was in 1986 called River's Edge. It was also with Crispin Glover and Dennis Hopper. I'd check that one out if you're not familiar with that one, Sixth Anomaly. It was named one of 1986 top 10 best films of that year, as a matter of fact, and it was very riveting and cutting edge. And cutting edge, I just mean it was kind of like ahead of its time, for what the subject material was. So, yeah.
Right on. So how you doing, Teacup? I know she's actually on a panel somewhere else right now.
Hey, Teacup.
And let's see. So he asked, is the film you said, is that Bill and Ted 3? Is that the one you said? What was the name?
Yeah, it's Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted Face the Music is the title. And yeah, Bill and Ted 3, Bill and Ted Face the Music. So.
And then Sixth Anomaly said he got his Sixth Anomaly has actually got his name from the Matrix movie. What's the Sixth Anomaly of the Matrix?
That's pretty damn cool. I've seen The River's Edge, but my favorite is The Matrix, hence the name. He was the Sixth Anomaly of the Matrix. Okay, very cool. Yeah. I can see the profile picture there. That's really cool that you've seen River's Edge. Not many people know of that one, and it's such a fantastic film. Matrix movies were
I don't know about it.
Great as well. Yeah, no, it's one of those films you have to really kind of like know people's resumes. It's one of those sleeper hits, if you will. Wasn't very big in distribution and all that kind of stuff, but.
Okay, so your audio quality is pretty low, but it is understandable still. So hopefully that keeps at that level, no lower. I'm hoping, but I can still hear you fine. It's just starting to drop. It's kind of a little drowned out, but I can still understand you. Luckily, you are showing us your room. Oh, okay. Tracy's here now. Awesome to see you. James Ortiz stopping by to give some support. Hope everyone is well. I'm doing well. How about you, Jesse? I think he's looking at something real quick. Can you still hear me, bro? If he is talking, we have lost audio with him, or we've lost audio with me. I'm not sure. Let me see here. Okay, yeah, I hear him now. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I took my AirPods off and put them back on. So hold up a minute.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can actually hear you better now.
Yo,
I hear you. Willie Will. Oh, we got Willie Will on here. What's up?
you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
You can? Okay, I can hear you a lot better now as well.
Yeah, maybe it's better without the AirPods, unless you still have them on.
Hey, Willie,
Or,
how's it going, man?
oh yeah, I hear you better now. So whatever you're doing now sounds good.
Hey.
And I'm not worried about the
Nice.
camera resolution. Not a big deal. Audio, I think, is more important than visual. So there we go. We're good.
Tracy said my visual was pretty, or my resolution was decent earlier. I don't know how it's coming
Oh,
in or out.
also, well, I'll tell you one other thing. One reason why your resolution to me may be worse is because I'm on a laptop, and so if you're on a mobile, it's more compressed of an image, so it's gonna be higher. But as soon as you stretch things, that's why like 4K doesn't really matter, barely matters on a cell phone. But when you have a giant screen, it's like night and day, 1080p versus 4K. But on a little telephone, it's like it's not that much big of a difference.
I'm also on an iPhone, and they do have pretty bitchin' ass resolution and screens, though.
Yeah, they
So
do. Yeah, absolutely they do have great resolution. And that has to do with the brightness and all that as well. The type of glass
yeah,
they use is also pretty important too. Like the cheap glass is not going to give a good display as well. Like they have OLED and all that different types of displays. So gotta get a good one. How you doing, Super Dave?
hey, Super Dave, what's going on, bud? Super
So
Dave, I
for
was a
you
big Super
guys,
Dave Osborne fan. Yo,
so for you
sorry.
guys who just came in, Willie Will and Super Dave, he's actually working on a set right now. It's pretty awesome. He's working with not directly, but he's working with Keanu Reeves and some other awesome guys. I think he said Kid Cudi. Did you call it?
Yeah, Kid Cudi.
I've
Yeah,
heard his
Kid
name before.
Cudi's in
I
this.
don't know about him. I know he's famous.
Yeah, it's pretty well
Yeah.
known.
Did he sing?
Yeah, he's a rapper.
Did he do some songs?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah, okay,
he's
yeah,
done
I
some
did. I
stuff.
did see one or two of his videos actually.
Yeah, my
Oh,
favorite
Six
song.
Anomaly does want to join the chat. I believe I sent you already a link here. Let me see here. And CT is also invited if he wants to get on. Let's see here.
What up, CT? My brother. Pizza eating contest, CT. I'm down for this, bro. I don't know how many I'll be able to slam down, dude, but we're gonna see.
Hey,
We're gonna see.
Six Anomaly. Six Anomaly. I sent you an invitation. You have to download the app. I did send you an invitation to connect with me on Hangouts. So you need to do that first, and then I can send you an invite direct to the chat from there. So first you have to do that step. Okay, there you go. You got it. All right, I'm going to send you a link in just a moment here. I might still have it in my clipboard or whatever you call it here. All right, I think that should be it. It's still in my clipboard. All right, cool. Let's see how that works out. See here, we're just gonna wait a moment on him. Yeah, it can take a few minutes, I know, because it just depends. Like especially when people are doing it their first time. What is my computer doing? Okay.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey, how you doing, Six Anomaly?
Hey. How are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good, man. How's it going?
I'm doing well.
My first time using the Hangout app is going
Is there
smoothly.
is there a fridge or something next to you? Because I'm hearing a kind of whir sound of
Yeah, I
like an
know, right?
electronic.
It's an
If you
AC
can't,
unit.
okay, yeah. If you can't help it, it's fine. It's not that bad. So it's fine. But if you are able to,
Yeah.
and it's if you have
I'll
headphones
try
or
to get
something, that'd be
as
great.
far away from the unit as possible.
Oh man.
Okay, you're fine then. If that's what you got, that's what you got. I get it.
Yeah, bro. My
None
whole
of
week
us
was
are.
spent moving around AC units, trying
Yeah.
to.
Well,
Hey, would
the
you
irony
believe?
is I, for a living, install central air and heating.
Oh wow.
But my house, where I live, I use like window units. So,
So, do you mind telling them what's the connection
Okay.
between you and me? Like, what's the similarity?
well, besides powdered eggs, we're both Marines.
Okay, so yeah, it's part of the reason why I invited him on. So like he knows a bit about MREs because he's actually had them like for real use. He's actually had them out in the field in the real situations. Super Dave, yeah, I used to live in South Carolina too. Actually, I was in the Carolinas for some years. I was in North Carolina as well for in the Marines. So
Oh yeah,
I didn't go to boot camp in South Carolina, but I believe you did 6 anomaly.
yeah. I went to boot camp in Paris Island, South Carolina.
Okay, and I did the West Coast because I was right on the borderline, and I sort of actually had a choice. Kind of, it was kind of weird, but I kind of had just moved. I had moved from Michigan to Wisconsin, and they're actually right on the borderline. So it was almost a choice at that point. But anyway, I was in Wisconsin when I joined. So anyway, yeah, it's kind of odd thing, and they have two different perspectives. So the kind of East Coast is more about these kind of sand flies is one thing they kind of focus on a lot, whereas West Coast brags about having mountains. So that's the boot camp difference.
Well,
90% besides that is the same.
if you're talking about boot camp, then yeah, you got the
And
hills in California. You got the hills, and in the
Yeah.
south you have the swamps. Got the water,
Yeah.
the sand flies,
yeah.
and all that. So,
So
I've heard a lot of stories about being in boot camp up there in California, like running up hills. Oh, it's miserable. Oh, it's miserable running up hills.
yeah,
But down here in
It's
the
pretty
south,
cool.
man, it's
well, it's both in
go
the
ahead.
South. They're both in the South, just for reference. Because he's down here in the South. They're just. I'm just saying they're both in the
Yeah, I
South
can
as far
imagine.
as that part.
I
But yeah, it's both have kind of this claim. So there's like, no, I don't want to call it like a rivalry because like everybody's like a Marine at the end of the day. But there's kind of this little thing between the boot camps. But kind of like we did this and that, and I definitely would give Paris Island like in this part like also as well that kind of it's for boot camp. Theirs is kind of more I'd say like I don't know if it's quite the word a little more. Theirs is a little more traditional. What I mean by that is there's kind of they have these like doors that you go into like when you first do boot camp, and we don't have those special doors, which would be awesome to have something like that.
Wait,
So they
you
have
mean
a little bit more.
you mean the yellow footprints,
No,
and you
no,
go
no, not.
through?
Oh, yeah, yes, yeah. The yellow footprints. That's both. And I think even in Vietnam, because they actually had a third boot camp in central U.S. I don't remember the state, but it's something like I don't know. It was something in the center of U.S. It was kind of in between. I think it was in the central north, like Midwest or something like that. But yeah, you have these doors right after the footprints. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. What do you know the phrase for those doors, or they're just? I don't know. I'm sure
absolutely
there's a
not.
phrase. Yeah, there's a phrase I believe because I saw some boot camp
no
videos.
idea.
Actually, I didn't really watch boot camp videos before I got in because I kind of wanted that mystery. I wanted it to be an authentic experience. So I didn't really see much about boot camp. Plus, there was a lot less online then anyway. It was 2010,
Yeah,
which I know isn't that long ago, but there was still like when it comes to like YouTube was still kind of not in its infancy. It just passed its infancy. So like I would have been looking at it in like 2009 and stuff. So it's only been around for like 4 years. So a lot of stuff wasn't on there, and other websites is kind of a little more spread out, a little less available. So
Yeah, I had no idea. Uh, for as long as like YouTube and all that goes, like I didn't have any knowledge on YouTube or nothing. Like I couldn't look up and see what boot camp was like on YouTube or anything. I just had like these generic, what you need to know before you join the Marine Corps. Run
yeah.
3 miles a day, learn your general orders, and blah 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 blah. I had no idea. And the only like source of information I had was actually my recruiters. Like, hey man, don't let them brainwash you. You know, just do what they say. Do it quick. Do it fast. Yell
Yeah.
as loud as you can. But I wish I could have like actually looked and seen on YouTube what it was kind of like. But there were no videos on YouTube then.
Okay,
You know?
one thing I'm gonna switch it because I am guys, I'm planning to do kind of like a military panel, something probably just Marines. Hopefully I'm trying to get another guy or two that was in the Marines. Hopefully, so I can get kind of like a more general feel and maybe get some different age range and stuff. Because like Six Anomaly, I think you're just a few years older than me.
Well,
It's a test here. I'm still I'm just here. Yeah, Jesse, I'm gonna switch it back to you. I'm just transitioning right now. Just a
whoa,
moment.
wait a second. Jess? Jess?
I'm just here.
Well, the name of the guy here
It's
who's
Jesse.
on
Yeah.
set, Jesse. You had the chance to meet Keanu Reeves.
He's working with him now. Just one moment, guys. So I'm just gonna
Wait.
transition real quick. So
Nah.
there's gonna be a panel. It's gonna be kind of Marines later on, and I'm hoping
Y'all
to
are
get
cutting
Six
out
Anomaly on that, and
really
that's gonna
bad.
be hopefully later this week, maybe in like 5 days or something. So just saying that.
Yes.
So
Alright.
we're gonna transition back to Jesse right now. All right.
All right,
I
Jesse. Thank
did.
you.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I did an Anomaly. I've only gotten to directly interact with him twice so far. The first time was on set the
Hey,
the
Smitty.
following week, which just passed, and it was very human interaction. He helped me remove a piece of layout board from set that Alex Winters was worried about slipping on. And it was just very brief. You know, I said thank you. He said you're very welcome, and he smiled. And then a couple of mornings ago, I got to say good morning and hello to him. And yeah, but it's it's really cool to being able to see him work every day that he's there on set, and the whole cast pretty much. It's pretty chill, actually.
And you're talking about the Bill and Ted 3 cast? Or what movie? I'm like lost. What movie? Is it Bill and Ted 3 or something new?
Did you catch that, Jesse?
Yeah. No, I think I did. Some birds.
Okay.
Some birds.
But yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I have a very minimal job, or I don't get to have very much interaction with them in the job that I do. And I mean, I've been around sets for the last 15 years, so I'm pretty well with set etiquette. I don't really bother them much. I started out in this business as a stand-in, and I act as well a little bit here and there. So if I do hope to get a moment with him, to be able to like have an actual chat with him. But this was only like day 11, this past Friday. So, you know, there's a lot more filming to be done. So I'm sure I'll get more opportunities.
Well,
Plus, he's he's Keanu Reeves, so he's larger than life, kind of, and he kind
he's
of
larger
doesn't
than
pronounce
life.
that, but
Yeah.
you know, it's just you just don't want to like directly. I guess
He's larger
he's one of those
than life, but he will not ignore you, no matter where you are on the totem pole of the production. Cameraman, whoever you are, you're going to deliver the water, whatever. Doesn't matter. He's going to treat you right. He'll talk to you.
Yeah,
He'll talk to you,
pretty
man.
much just living the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm in Louisiana, so you're saying that they're filming in Louisiana, and man, I'd be willing to meet up with you. Just you, not Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
you know?
I get kind of like, I mean, I just get. Mm-hmm. That is fact, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt, and he is like that. He is welcoming, and and all that. Like I said, it's for me. I get a little shy around him, I guess, just because I've watched so many of his films, and he is one of those guys who, as an actor, I definitely look up to, for the work that he's done, and for the type of person that he is outside of being on sets. You see the guy with how fantastic he is to the public, and how kind of a person he is. But for me, it just gets like that sometimes. The only other time that I got like this, to where it was difficult for me to directly just go up to someone, was Jim Carrey. And I mean, I got like totally catatonic around him when I met him. But yeah, that's just how I am around these people. I was more bolder walking up to Bruce Willis, and I heard that he was, completely opposite, that you don't want to do that with him. But, he and well, not he and I, but I worked on, several movies with him. And he remembered me each time. So I thought that was pretty fucking cool. And, I had like more of an opportunity to speak with him whenever he was here. Oh, I want Olive Garden.
I'm a real big fan of
Tracy,
Keanu Reeves,
CT,
but
Smitty.
I'd have to say that Bruce Campbell.
Thank you,
I'm
Smitty.
the
Appreciate
biggest
that.
fan of Bruce Campbell. If you guys know who that is, he's Army of Darkness, Evil Dead.
Yes, sir.
Dude, I love Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, I just recently heard that Sam Raimi is trying to. Is it Sam Raimi trying to do another Evil Dead?
Oh, come on, really?
Yeah, it's. I don't think it's gonna be like a reboot or anything. I think it's gonna be like a follow up type of thing with Bruce Campbell and everything on board. So I'd be cool with seeing that. You know what I mean?
Well, have you seen Bruce Campbell's Evil Dead, Ash versus Evil Dead? I think it was Showtime or HBO. I can't remember.
I didn't see it though. I think it's on Netflix though now, and it is on my list of things to watch. Was it good? Was it worth the watch? I've heard mixed things.
Oh, hell yes.
Yes. Okay.
Totally worth it. Yes.
Right. Good to hear. Good to hear, man.
Fan service 100%, man. Bruce Campbell is the man. I love him. He's my favorite actor of all time.
I like that. He's a good one to have, man. I mean, his body of work definitely, it stands up, bro. I mean, he's that guy of horror movies, and then he's like these characters that he plays. That's what I want to be. Something like him, where you could just go like pick up a character and just fucking play it and just be loose with it. I've always looked up to him for that, like for being able to do that type of stuff. But I'd really be interested in seeing him in another Ash movie. There was rumors a long time ago, man, that it was going to be Freddy versus Jason versus Ash for a sequel to Freddy versus
I know.
Jason.
Oh,
And
that's been going on forever.
Guys, check that out.
Reasons, but I was really.
I added hot water to this, and it's literally bubbling. This is a vanilla dairy cream. That's crazy.
The reason why they won't do a Ash versus Freddy versus Jason is because Bruce Campbell said, "Yeah."
Licensing.
He said, "Yeah." No. Bruce Campbell said, "Yeah, I'll do it as long as Ash is the badass at the end and kills them all." They're like, "No. We can't do that." So he's like, "Well, come on, like I've got to kill them all, right? He's the slayer of evil." So they're like, "No, we can't do that." So they never made that movie because, well, of course, if you're an Ash versus Evil Dead fan, Ash is the victor always. He dominates evil. Yeah. So they didn't want to do it. I mean, he's like, but
I can see that being.
But I've got to kill them all. I have to be the hero, right? He's the anti-hero, but he's the hero. He's like,
it'd be pretty damn badass. To have him come out on top would be like, I feel so finite of an end and a proper end for Freddy and for Jason and even Michael. Well, I'll go back into Michael Myers because they're getting 2 new Halloween spin-offs or 2 direct sequel movies from the latest Halloween that they just did. So, and the third one is going to be the end. It's over with. So Michael Myers is getting a proper send-off really soon, thankfully, and fucking finally.
Well,
I want to see Freddy ended properly, and I want to see Jason ended properly. But they're missing their windows.
The only way they can end properly is to do a movie featuring Ash Williams. Hail to the King, baby. You could just imagine Ash Williams slicing off Jason's head with a chainsaw. Blood going everywhere. And then with a boomstick, Freddy, head explodes.
God.
End of story.
Yep.
But it would have to be like an epic fight scene, in the dream world.
Yeah, I used to watch the Mike Myers and all them, Freddy and all that. And that was when I was a little kid.
Ash Enter the Dream World so fucking. Oh man.
Bro, you could even have Ash fighting Freddy Krueger in the dream world and have Neo come in there and do some crazy shit. I mean, crazy stuff. Sorry. Try not to curse. Well, I have no idea if Keanu Reeves is a fan of Ash versus Evil Dead or, the horror genre or anything like that. But that would be so cool. Dude, that would make so much money if Ash were to fight Jason and Freddy, and the only way he was able to defeat Freddy was having Neo come in and help him.
Like staples of my growth.
Oh man, they gave me nightmares.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no limits to how.
We're on. Let's see here.
Hey, are you still
a maker for sure, especially for people like our generation that love both of those.
Are you still working in New Orleans?
Like Michael Myers, I was always more afraid of for some reason, and do what?
Are you still in New Orleans?
Say what, Six?
Are you still in New Orleans?
He's still in Nolans, right? Yeah, I say Nolans.
Nolans. Are you still in Nolans?
Yeah. I'm
Now he's
I'm
got. You didn't know what you
my
were
bad.
saying.
Yeah.
New Orleans. What is this? Nolans.
New Orleans. What's New
You missed
Orleans? It's Nolans.
Cut out. I didn't hear it. No, New
Well,
Orleans. I know the
That's
all
messing
right.
with you.
New Orleans, New Orleans.
New Orleans.
What up?
I say New Orleans. That's what we all say around here. New Orleans. Nolans. I don't know anybody that says Nolans.
Don't some people actually there say it? They actually say it like just a
Yeah.
total like it's one word.
Nolans. Yeah, I guess. I don't know who does. Maybe further south.
I have
the Creole type.
actually a friend from the military who actually does say it like that. He's the first one to kind of introduce me to that phrasing. So yeah, he says that. He actually has a
Nolans.
YouTube channel. Actually, he's been doing YouTube for like I want to say like 9 years, 7 years now or something, and he's finally starting to catch on. I'm really proud of him because he got to like 8,000 this year, and now he's at like 10,000, about to hit 10,000. So after all these years, he's actually finally starting to catch on because it took him like 6 years or something to get to like 7,000. Now he's got like 3,000 in the last couple of years, or so, whatever number exactly it is now. He's actually finally starting to actually.
How was it?
People are starting to give him sponsorships and stuff. It's the Crow Sama, by the way, guys. If you like Gundams.
Well, hey, Wandering Veteran, I really appreciate you letting me come on to your live and talking and chit-chatting and all that. I'm sorry I cursed so much, but
no, you're fine.
I've got to go now.
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
Six and Anomaly. It was great talking to you, bro. Hope I get to do it again, man.
Yeah, you too, and
It's awesome
maybe
to
we
see
can
you.
sometime.
Wish we could have you longer.
Yeah,
But you gotta go. But if you want to come back on, if you're available in 30 minutes or whatever, you're welcome back on. Absolutely.
All right, all I need to do is figure out how to leave. I don't know how. All right, I found the hang up
And
button.
coming
I'm about to press
back
it.
on it. If you want to get back in, it's very easy. It's the same way. You just click the link. I mean, you just go back in the conversation, hit the call button. If you're ready to come back in, if you want to.
All right, cool.
Take care.
All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
All right, so everybody in the chat, it's Sixth Anomaly.
All right, bro. Be easy.
He already left.
Where is it?
I don't think he's on the chat. All right. Oh, that was going pretty well. I was hoping that would keep going. Oh, well. All good things come to an end. Because you guys are really going at it. Maybe you're really connecting pretty well. I unfortunately, I'm just not. I love YouTube, and I don't really watch a lot outside of YouTube.
That's pretty dope that he's Bruce.
It's pretty dope that what? You there? You said it was pretty dope that, and I didn't hear the other part.
Yeah, my
All right.
like my whole life I was molded by movies, kind of thing. I was always growing up. If I didn't have anything to do, outside of what I was doing, like my thing was always movies.
Yeah.
Or, like,
mine was more video games.
Movies, like how your thing is YouTube, like with how you like to watch. I always liked watching the movies and everything, and
yeah,
it's hello.
Yeah, I hear you. I was just saying, my thing when I was growing up, I guess would say video games. I was a big gamer. I'm actually when it comes to like I've actually done
Can you
tests
hear me
with
now?
like the thumb dex. Yeah, I can hear you. I was just saying I did like tests with like thumb dexterity, and I'm like extremely faster than the average person, according to the tests I did in like middle school. We just did reaction time tests and like so yeah, that, and I've done some like reaction game things, like where you have to click really fast, and I was
Yeah.
always pretty very high on those. So, but I used to love games. I just haven't really been playing too much since I was in the Marines. I'm sure if I got back into it, I'd be pretty good after maybe a few 6 months or something. I'm sure I'd get back into it and adjust to all the new stuff that's come out in the last 9 years. But the generic concept of gaming in the last 15 years is pretty similar. Now, if you go back in the 90s, I don't think it would translate if you stopped in the 90s from like Super Nintendo, but I think going from like PlayStation 2 to 4 isn't that big a deal after you get
Nah,
the features. Does that
yeah,
go on?
it's really not. It's really not. I mean, like once you're totally not wrong. I mean, if you know how to play a damn whoops, sorry, phone dropped there. If you know how to play a Super Nintendo, or if you have, if you've played a game, you'll pick it back up. It'll
Mhm.
just take you, like moments basically, just to refigure, your brain to that, mold, or,
Yeah,
controller, and to
yeah.
everything going on. So yeah, you're not wrong at all. Um,
PlayStation 2 was
um,
my time. I stopped during
yeah.
PlayStation 2, and my last game system was a Wii, but I tried to get into it.
Okay.
I just wasn't that into it. I kind of why I chose the Wii was it had some like kind of games where it can actually stand up, the Wii Fit board and stuff. And so that
Yeah.
was kind of my theory that I could get into it. And I
Mhm.
tried because I wanted to do that yoga and stuff. Um, uh,
Hell yeah. I still, to this day, I'm a big gamer. My best friend, I blame for turning me from sports games to shooter games. So for for a long time, I was pretty much primarily playing like Madden, NBA 2K, or at that time it was NBA Live. And then on PlayStation 2, there was NBA Street Volume 1 and Volume 2. And still to this day, I will bust anybody's ass in any room, anywhere, anytime at Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Street. I'll put money on that anywhere, anytime. Let's get it on, pork chops. Uh, but
very into that game apparently.
I was very into that game, bro. I mean, it's crazy. I still remember there was you could, so basically it was like a 3-on-3, and
Mhm.
they had all these great players that you could pick from to, for your team. And you could also create a player, and your creative player did get kind of, OP, if you will, overpowered. But
Yeah.
playing against any team, you always have that OP, because all these players are so damn great. I mean, you have like Jordan, Stretch, and Skip to Malou, and so on and so on, man. I mean, it was just such a great game. And there was just something about that game that, I would just bust ass in. And I've cleared out rooms in it many a times. And yeah, there's no thrill like that. I mean, I still remember vividly to this day the first time I ever played SmackDown.
Wait.
2005
You got
was with my
nope.
buddy
CT said
Javier,
you're
who used
going
to live in
down.
my area, in my neighborhood, and he took me to his boy's house. He said, "What, bro?"
CT. This is I'll see. Jesse Michael is going down. Three exclamation points unless he's in my team. Double exclamation point. That's what I'm reading here. So I don't know. Maybe CT's got you. Oh no.
On what
We gotta
volume?
we
On
gotta see
Street?
this.
See,
I assume that's what he's
on
talking about.
Street?
He didn't say he didn't specifically phrase that.
Hold up. Oh, for pizza, for pizza. Okay, I got you, CT. Hey man, we'll see, bro.
Oh,
We'll see,
okay.
man.
I didn't.
Pizza
Okay, I
competition.
didn't.
We're gonna see how we have to go, like how we're gonna, how this whole pizza eating thing's gonna. Took him that long to sub. Jesse Tracy, haha. Who did that? Jeez, Tracy. Oh,
What?
but oh, I don't know. I saw something with Smitty. It's going to be splendid. Yeah, it is going to be splendid. Where are we gonna like do the pizza eating at though? Is this gonna be like Domino's or some like a chain, or are we gonna go to like some place where we could get some banging badass like New York style pizza and smash that down? Oh,
Hey
you'll see
guys,
it, Eve.
we're
I'm
not
sure
doing
there'll
like.
be plenty of video.
Hey
Go
guys in
ahead,
the
bro.
chat, we're not doing like sub count stuff. Just for reference, that is considered that goes through filters and YouTube. It's not a good thing for my channel. So sorry about that. You guys can totally say like, hey, I love your channel and all that, but let's not do the number stuff here. That's all. It does go through and actually a lot of people creators and creator like videos, they talk about how that can actually potentially go through filters and potentially hurt discoverability. So that's the reason why I don't do much swearing and stuff and all that. It's like it's not in any way to try to stifle anyone in any way. It's just it's not my point. It's just they have rules and stuff, and they filter out things that like that. So it's nothing personal. Please, yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'll try
You look
to
sweaty.
curb the
Actually,
there.
Six Anomaly. Six Anomaly. We don't have AC in general in Oregon. It's not really a thing here because the weather. This is like it's like I don't know, like 78 or something here right now. That's like it. This is like as hot as it gets. So yeah, I'm probably a little hot. I didn't really think about it, but part of it is I don't actually have a seat, so I kind of look weird, like because I don't. I'm sitting on the floor, the carpet, so I have a lawn chair, but I realized I was starting to get really uncomfortable in it because like it's not made for like I don't know. I don't think it's like the most comfortable thing. I'd rather sit on the floor, and I can't move around freely and stuff. It's kind of awkward after a while. I actually fell asleep in that thing a few times. It's kind of funny. I was like sitting, sleeping on the armrest. It's kind of weird. But yeah, sorry about that. Jesse, you still there?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm still here.
So yeah, I know that kind of like I haven't played that specific game.
Mhm.
I wasn't really into sports as a kid. Like I love playing sports. It's just
Yeah.
this is how I look at it. It's just my personal thing.
Mhm.
I do not like watching sports. I love playing them. Like if you invited me like
You
to
like being there,
play
kind of thing, huh?
soccer and yeah, I would like to play. I don't. It's kind of like I don't have an interest in watching you play. It's like, hey, do you want to come watch me play this? I'm like, maybe if you're like a really close friend or something, and I would do it to be like supportive to you, and like maybe to for the social, but I wouldn't do it because I actually enjoy watching it. I mean, and some events are really fun though because they have like fireworks and stuff for 4th of July time frame, but in general, I just don't like it. I would like to play it, but I do love martial arts. I do say that, and that is definitely a sport in my opinion. I know because that kind of in some dimensions stretches the term sport, but it is by all means a sport because it's very competitive and all that. So it's just as competitive as anything else. People are gonna be like, I'm the best at this and all that. So yeah, when it comes to martial arts, that's a different case. I love martial arts. I'm not part of the thing about Oregon.
No, for sure.
Small,
I definitely.
yeah, small reason why I chose here was because they have a lot of capoeira here, which it might be
like,
shocking because there's not like I don't think there's much of a Brazilian population, but they do have a lot of capoeira here. And that's my favorite martial art because it's all around. It's music, dance, singing, it is literally like all that kind of like into one. It's got acrobatics, actual fighting, so you can actually use it in real life. Of course, you're gonna modify it for like a street version if that was in real life, but the point of martial arts in the first place is to avoid conflict whenever possible. It's your last. It's your last resort. You don't get into fights for a multitude of reasons, like with the legal aspect, and you never know, no matter how good you are, like if you try to take something to the ground, like a ground fight, you could be like literally like a world-class Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighter, and you try taking one person to the ground and he has two buddies and maybe they could beat you, and like they're just regular guys. It's like you have to take it to the ground doesn't work in that case, so you have to keep it on the ground, and then you have to avoid fight as much as possible, because and someone can take a cheap shot, or someone can have a weapon, and that's a whole nother story. So the first point of martial arts is to never actually fight if possible. You do it for fun, you do it for all that, and use it if absolutely necessary. It's the same thing like any type of weapon. You don't go around having a weapon on you in the intent to whatsoever use it. You use that as absolute, like, okay, I'm going to seriously get injured, so I have to use this. Yeah,
it's like a last.
It's like, yeah, 90% of people get that, of course, or 99% of people get that, but there's that 1% that's always gonna not be so smart.
Yeah, no.
Are you a martial artist too? I would not call myself a martial artist. However, I have done martial arts. I just don't feel like for one, I'm not actively in it now. I'm about to be, starting August, September, October. I'm not sure exactly when. It's going to happen very soon. I've already been looking at the local places here. I just haven't officially got in yet, but it's 100% going to happen. I've been wanting to do capoeira forever. I did a few classes in Mexico, because I looked pretty hard to find that, and I've been wanting to do capoeira since probably Tekken 3. You guys know Tekken 3, Eddie Gordo?
Yeah,
Eddie Guardo?
I know Tekken.
Eddie Guardo?
I know
Yeah.
I know
Eddie
the video
Guardo
game Tekken,
is,
Tekken 3.
Yeah, do you remember him? He's a Brazilian, African Brazilian guy.
Yeah, I do faintly remember him. I wasn't big into Tekken. I was always on Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 1 and 2, basically.
Okay, Jeet Kune Do, Sixth Anomaly is a very popular one for a very good reason. I totally understand why that could be your favorite. Absolutely. Like I said, for me, I'm not looking at capoeira as trying to be like, I'm not trying to look exactly what's the best martial art, like what's going to be the very, very, very top notch in all fighting. I'm looking at it as kind of the most overall thing. It's going to give me all kinds of health benefits, all this stuff. Like it gives you literally everything. If you look at an actual capoeira guy, they're going to be super fit because they're doing stuff like handstand type stuff, and doing these triple spins, double spins and stuff. It's like insanity. So you have to be, because where some martial arts you can be really good at them and be really overweight, and this it forces you to be healthy, and also at the end of the day, it's not the martial art, it's the actual artist, because you can say that one's better, but at the end of the day, how well can you use it? And of course there's certain parts and aspects of martial arts that aren't going to work in reality, but in general, it's the person at the end of the day, not the art, and the level of experience, of course, too, and physical ability, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Triple sow kick, toe pick. What does that mean? Eddie Gordon did the street dancing style kung fu. No, he did capoeira and specific Sixth Anomaly. See, I got a message here. Someone message. Oh. Whatever. All right, good. So have you ever been in any type of martial arts by chance, Jesse? Oh, I've done like Marine Corps martial arts and stuff and arts as a kid, but I forgot to mention that. And I did some in Japan. But go on. Forgot to
That's
say
cool.
any of that.
No, that's all good. I haven't. I've not. I grew up playing baseball, football, and such like that. I was never into like fighting or martial arts and learning anything of that nature. I did a little boxing here and there just for training for reflex and stuff like
Right.
that, for sports. But for a long time, I wanted to play pro baseball growing up, and I spent a lot of time training for that until I hurt my shoulder playing football. And
That's a common story, unfortunately.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I put on a little bit of size my junior and senior year of high school, which unfortunately gave my coach a different opinion of where I should play at that season. And instead of playing at one of my natural positions, which would have been quarterback, he moved me to linebacker, and it was just like really downhill from there. Yeah.
May I ask your height?
Yeah, my height's at that time. I mean, I'm a little, between 5'8", 5'9". With pads on, suited up, I was like 5'10". You know what I'm saying? You do get like a little bit of a difference with the spikes and or your cleats.
Right.
But I was never like a linebacker. I didn't have that mentality. Like on defense, I was a safety and a cornerback. I could cover. I was speedy, and if the ball was in the air, I was going to get it for you.
Mm-hmm.
But it really screwed me up. I got pretty much depressed over it.
Some comments here from Eve Black. First one, I guess, is a little more towards me. I have watched karate on TV. By the way, it's karate, not karate. Hey, CT, nice to see you. Awesome. I'll get right to you in a moment. My nephew is planning to be a pro. I'm sorry. My nephew is playing to be a pro in baseball to Jesse Michael. This is to you from Eve Black.
That's really cool.
And then I'll get right back to CT.
Tell him to stay with it. Yeah, tell him to stay with it, Eve. It's the more you practice, and especially at whatever age he is and how long he's been playing, it's something that's gonna like stay in him forever. So hopefully he gets to make it to that level, that where he wants to be at. I didn't make it out even to high school basically to play, which was soul crushing for me basically. But shortly after that time, I figured out that I was good at something else, and that's when I discovered a passion for acting and film that was deep within me as well. But I really, really wish your nephew luck. I hope he makes it. So kudos to him, and tell him to stay with it, man. Tell him to just keep playing. What's up, CT?
She said, okay, yeah, I'll get right back to Eve Black in a moment. Don't want to leave him hanging too long. How you doing, CT?
6'5" for a 16-year-old. That is damn. Yeah, tell him to stick with it, Eve.
Hang on.
Is that a perfect size? Jesus Christ.
I'm going to run outside, grab my headset, because I think I understand what's going on, why it echoes with me. So I'll be right back.
Okay. Right on. CT.
I don't think it's really echoing, CT.
No, I wasn't sure if it was coming through my phone and then back into the phone, because I'm listening to it off of my phone.
Right now, I'm not hearing anything personally. Are you, Jesse? To me, it sounds fine. In my opinion, you're fine. You can go ahead and, of course, but in my opinion, I don't think it's necessary. I hear you fine. Could be wrong, but I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, I got nothing today. Yesterday was bad. I think it was Smitty. Screws a lot of things up.
That's funny.
Part of it was me. Me at first. I know part of it was me because now I'm starting to get repetitive. I I wasn't using headphones, so you could hear my speakers. So that was a big part, at least at first. That was probably the worst part.
Is this any better?
I mean, it's just a kind of like a sound. Well, besides that, we're good.
There, I got it turned down so I can barely hear it.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're fine, dude. I wouldn't worry about it. Smitty said he's going to fight you, CT.
I know. There's a lot of anger built up over the last while, and we're gonna take it all out, Bucky, after I whoop his ass in the pizza eating contest. Unless he's on my.
Were there too many strongly
Actually, I
worded
would
letters?
eat you in pizza. CT, I definitely am going to beat you guys in the pizza eating competition. I don't think you have to worry about Smitty. Smitty, you can forget about him.
Doesn't sound like you're going, though. You're wussing out.
No, I'm probably going.
You got to be there.
I
to be
just
in there, bro.
it's gonna be a little close to school, and I just moved in, so if that might be the case of why if I don't come to the meetup. Otherwise, I do want to come. It's just kind of logistically, I literally just moved in, and I have school in just a couple weeks after, so we'll see. Otherwise, I definitely plan to come. And I don't know if there's any like orientation or I don't know something I have to be at during that time frame, but I think it's on a Saturday, right?
Yeah, August 17th.
Yeah, 17th.
So it makes it way more. It makes it a lot easier because I highly doubt anything is going to be done like 2 weeks before and on a Saturday. So it should be okay. I just it's just a matter of that because I want to open a PO box for the channel and not a PO box. I keep saying PO box because that was first introduced to me because people were like, "Well, you should do a PO box," and they're only talking about PO box, but you can only receive from USPS. So why wouldn't you just get a mailbox from like UPS that can receive from anyone, or from like a random carrier? Like they have these postal, whatever. It has their own unique name. They're like just some owner who has mailbox receiving, or whatever the phrase is for it. And they have their own boxes, and so sometimes they're a little more expensive, but in general, you don't. I don't think I want to limit myself to only USPS. That sounds a little silly almost to me.
Yeah, no. I
Probably
wouldn't.
probably the only benefit to USPS is probably a little slightly more secure because it's the government, and so it's probably slightly more secure. But I don't even know if that's even true. So, if anything, in my mind, that
Well, I
would be.
mean, I think you'd be okay as long as you don't have anything coming in like old Nathan does. He seems to have some problems with the UPS and the USPS.
Oh no, well, my only real concern about it is I'm just hoping I don't have anyone stupid sending me something stupid. That's my worry. That's why I'm doing a 3-month trial. If I get anything stupid, or I mean, if it's just silly stupid, that's one thing. But if it's actually like something that's like concerning, that's my only. I'm like a little nervous about it because it's you're literally saying to the world, anyone send me something, and you don't know if like anyone's gonna be. I mean, there are people who are just straight stupid. You know what I mean? Because there's a difference between a little joke and like an actual thing. You just don't know.
No, for sure. I mean, I've seen some of these unboxings with people opening stuff that they've gotten from like the dark web, and it's like, what the hell are you really trying to do to yourself?
Okay, well they did that to themselves. That's a whole different story. Like they literally did that to themselves.
It is. Oh, for sure.
they were trying to get something funny.
They're literally like living to take that L, like on so many levels. I did tuna.
I'm just worried about that. Like, I don't think people are really gonna do that to me. I'm hoping, or at least not at first, but but I've seen like people, was it Old Smoky or Nathan, whichever, doesn't matter. The point is that they're 10 times bigger than me at this time, and they have their PO box on there, and so like that kind of is comforting.
Yeah.
Because if they're bigger than me now, and I won't be to 10,000 until probably next year. Oh, I'm going to be at 10,000 next year. I'm saying it is going to be next year. I refuse to not be next year. I'm about to reach 2,000 in August, so it's like at this projection at the speed I'm going, it is going to be 2,000 in August for 100%. So 10,000 doesn't sound too bad because the more you get, it's kind of thing. What I noticed, like you'll notice too, is the more you get, the easier it's to get more people for a couple reasons. For one, people are more likely to click because like when they see a bigger number, they like automatically feel like they're more part of a group. It's kind of that group mentality and all that kind of stuff, and they're like, oh, a lot of people, other people are joining, then it must be good. It's same like trend, and so and then also you start getting recommended by YouTube and stuff. So the bigger you get, the easier it's to grow.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Steve. Look at Steve.
Oh,
He
yeah.
literally went. He was under $1 million this year. Now he's at like 1.3.
It's
He
pretty big.
started at like 900,000 this year.
He does so much.
Now,
though, like,
yeah, you can actually. I'm like kind of
he's
almost
like one of
shocked.
the like.
I'm almost shocked that he doesn't do more videos because I can't even begin to comprehend why he's not making at least a weekly video when you have that many subscribers and you pull that many views. It just baffles my mind because
Well,
he's like losing out on a lot of potential profit.
I mean, he's it's real life. I mean, it's the same reason why I can't do weekly streaming right now. I mean,
yeah.
You have other obligations that, kind of supersede and, take precedent over YouTube.
Yeah.
I wish.
But after, for me though, I kind of come at a. Go on.
Go ahead.
For me, I kind of go at this perspective. I want YouTube to actually be a real, like, kind of like a real avenue of life for me. So it's kind of like one of my passions. So like I dream to be there making videos. Like that's something I would totally love to do, like as actual as actual work. And so that's one thing about for me. Like I have absolute like love to make videos and for all that. So that's one thing for me. Like I hope to do a film class actually hopefully this or next semester. And I know I can do it online and stuff too, and I'm looking at stuff online as well about cameras and all that kind of stuff and angles and all that. But I want to do an actual class, and so yeah, it's kind of like kind of a thing I want to do is make a video. So yeah, but go on.
Like key enough to like pick up a lot of things throughout my time, like working on film, working on sets. So I don't have any intentions on going to film school still, or I've never taken a legit acting class in my life, and because I feel as an actor you lose so much of your person and you become the person that you're learning from, especially here in New Orleans. These quotes are also actors, and I just refuse to go pay their goddamn light bill for a month. So the people I've learned from, Jesse Eisenberg, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Christian Slater, people like that's my trainers. When I'm standing in on a film, I have a master teacher that I'm emulating, that I get to really learn from. So I take that into a lot more higher standing than just going to someone's class. It's a lot different though if you want to take like video and editing and shit like that, for sure. But definitely video and editing especially, editing goes a long way. Learn as much stuff as you can on that. That's where it really is. Personality will come. You either have one or you don't. And that's just my opinion on that part.
Austin?
Hey, yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. Smokey and Sam just showed up.
Who? Oh, Sam. Hey, how you doing, Sam? Who's the other one?
Old Smokey and Sam's World of Rations.
Hey,
Oh,
old
Smokey's
Smokey.
here?
Hey, Sam.
How you doing, both of you guys? I
Yeah,
don't
how's
see
it
old
going,
Smokey
guys?
though. Where's he at? Hold up. Where's he at? Oh, sorry about that. Not seeing him. He's not in the most recent comments, right? See.
Oh, I see.
Am I
That's
not
pretty
down here all
cool,
the way?
old Smokey. I didn't know that about Steve. I did see something that he was in.
Sheesh.
I don't know at what point in time this came. It was like an article
Oh, there he is.
that he did. That's pretty cool.
Okay, Good Mythical Morning gave him a shout out. I didn't know about that, but
Oh,
okay,
that's
so
pretty
that,
cool.
that that definitely helps. It's who you know sometimes as well, like and all that kinds of stuff. Like I know like LA Beast helped me a little bit this year. He rated me twice, and that's helped me as well. By the way,
That's
guys,
cool.
if you haven't hit the like button, someone actually just hit it. As I said, if you haven't, and so they didn't even hear that yet because there's a 3-second delay, or there might even be like a 5-second delay from Hangouts. I think it's even slightly higher. But yeah,
Oh, that's
so,
really cool.
but yeah,
Neat.
yeah. It's starting. It's about networking as well. Like I don't mean like in like some way like it's like I don't know how to say it. Like LA Beast. I legitimately love his videos, and then I ended up we ended up kind of like I'm on his moderator and stuff at this point, and so it's been like a really cool experience, and that's part of the reason why I love making videos. And I'm not sure what Leia meant. It's aspire to. She said something like aspire to be a professional or something. Okay, she meant as in YouTube. Okay, so yeah, I absolutely want to be big on YouTube, and also I'm trying to do. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. So my thing is, I already have some stuff going on that I've already worked on, through so I have already some other income, and then I'm going to be starting a business and working on YouTube, and so as far as that, I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket, but like at the moment, this is like my main focus. Like that's why I'm doing these live streams on Saturday when I could just be, watching Vikings, which I kind of really want to be doing right now. But besides like signing up for school and stuff, but that's not a very long process. But where I started it.
Yeah.
But as far as like, I really this is kind of like a real dream to me. And with YouTube, if people are a little unsure about the security of YouTube, which the more unsure people are, is actually that it's kind of like a self-perpetuating thing. Same thing, like people aren't confident in the bank, so the bank actually naturally becomes less confident. It's kind of like kind of how it works in reality sometimes. It's the fear that creates the issue sometimes. Like it might not already be the most secure thing, but then when people get more afraid, it actually kind of perpetuates itself. But anyway, I also kind of want to branch off to some other social media as well. So that's another thing to go into as far as the YouTube. But my main one is YouTube that I want to work on. But I definitely want to have a little more security as well and get some people from off other things like Instagram, maybe grow a little bit there and stuff. Have a secondary, in case like there is an issue, and I'll have like I worked on a website last year. I realized that like my YouTube wasn't big enough really for it to really catch on or something. I didn't think it was worth the time at the moment for what I was trying to do. So what I'm gonna do is make like a website maybe next year to go with my channel. It's and I might have a second website for my business stuff as well, because I don't think YouTube and Tea and stuff should be the same website. I think it should be two separate things. Let's go for CT because he's been cut off for a while now.
Was there a specific question or what? I kind of want to know from Smokey which IMP he's having for supper tonight on the live stream.
There you go. Now let's talk to old Smokey a little bit here. All right, CT, go for it.
He's busy right now, so I don't know if he'll reply. But
Oh, I'm just I'm just kind of listening and trying to get stuff ready for tonight. Okay, yeah, I see it now. Yeah, I had been kind of glancing by the chat for a while. I haven't really been actually paying attention. I have it on the side, so I have you guys on the left and the chat on the right. So should be paying a little more attention to that.
Yeah, okay.
Smitty's leaving. Have a good evening. Have a good afternoon. Or have a good afternoon, yeah. Go on. Okay. Take care, Smitty. Haha, that's a good idea. All right.
I'm not too sure what
Yeah.
what menu Smokey's gonna have, CT, but I think I might crack into that chicken and sausage jambalaya.
Yeah. No time. Pretty busy at work though, so do it right. Don't rush it when you can.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, it'll be done right. I promise.
JW Speaker did one
Actually,
today. Chicken stew, I think it was, and he did a bang up job. Check that one out.
nice. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna go check that out, JW, if you're in here, bro. For sure, for sure. Oh God, I'm just so ready to open it, CT. That's what I might do first, man. Like just go shoot the intro, like do the whole opening first, you know, and then come back and eat it and everything. Cause I want to see it, man. I'm so ready to see it.
I was really hoping Hurricane Barry was going to bring mass devastation to you, and you would have no choice but to do a couple of reviews. But you know, shit happens.
I was on the like I had everything ready, man. We
Awesome, Old Smoky. Dude, I can't believe Old Smoky's actually on here.
Do
Like, I just want to acknowledge that real quick because I kind of glanced over it. It's really cool. Like, I actually really admire his channel and all the work. You know, he's put years on that channel, not like, you know, like I've done like a year and a half, but how long has he been on? Like 2015? I'm not sure. But either way, it's been quite a while. He's put a lot of work into it to get where he is. So I just want to acknowledge that real quick. It's awesome to have you here. And also, you're invited in the panel if you're listening per the moment. Absolutely. All I need is your Gmail, and you could send that through Messenger or whatever, or IG. I have all my links down there. I think I have it in my description now. The last time I kind of messed up. I didn't put a description, and I don't think you can edit the description while you're on panels. I probably could through the mobile while I'm on the laptop. I'm not sure how. I wasn't sure how to do it yesterday. So 4 years. He's been on it 4 years. But absolutely, you're invited on the panel as well as Tracy. Or Tracy, I think was busy or something. I'm not sure. You're invited. Xenosaga's invited. Pretty much anyone on here. I don't see any issue with having any of you guys on. I just you all know about MREs and rations, and it's kind of the main thing I'm going for right now. Another day I'm going to have a panel about kind of like Marines. So I might have like Six Anomaly. He was in the Marines, so I want to get like a little more military. And I didn't mean to cut him off too far from the military thing, but also he got excited about the Crown Reeves thing. So, but yeah, I didn't want to get too far because I want to have a whole separate chat about that, like kind of like get a little bit into that.
Can I tell a real quick story?
hell yeah.
Go for it.
So I was delivering yesterday, and where I unload, it's crazy high security. So they have security guards. They go in your truck and they search through every nook and cranny. And I got a mess of rations. I got IMPs, MCWs, and just regular MREs, all kinds of them. And anyway, so while they're searching your truck, you're sitting in this little sort of waiting room deal, and security comes in, and there's about 5 of us that we're delivering. So security comes in and he said, "Who's got those cold weather MREs?" And I looked at him. I said, "That's me. You want one?" He said, "Hell no." He said, "Those are nasty. Those are the nastiest things ever." And I said, "I don't mind the cold weather." He's like, "No, those are just hell." I guess he was in the military. He liked the MREs. He said the MCWs were absolutely crap.
Wow.
That turkey instant. That's about as good as it gets for US, I think. But yeah, cookies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a common case with a lot of MREs. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't like them, and I acknowledge that. You know, there's fair reasons. Like they're not gourmet food, but they're kind of a utility thing, and some items are good, and some things people aren't used to, and so it's just how it is.
What's your do you guys prefer MCWs or MREs? Personally, I would probably go for most of the MREs ahead of most of the MCWs, but I find the MCWs
Yeah, personally for me,
it's a lot fresher.
so far, yeah, like personally for me, I haven't cracked open one of my MCWs yet. So I don't know the taste there. So far I've, had pretty good luck with the MREs that I've done, like the pizza ones, for instance. I love the pizza. I really do. I love it.
I don't see how MCW could be better. However, I actually haven't really had them, believe it or not. I never did cold weather training, unfortunately. I would have loved to do it because I met some people who actually did it, and that's the coolest thing. Go to like somewhere in Northern Europe. I don't remember the exact country, but they were in Norway, I think it was. Anyway, you could go to like Norway and do some training up there, whatever it is. And anyway, so I would have loved to have done it, but that never happened. So like, kind of, we get trained very basically on actual rations, but we get there are some things like the unitized group rations, like the FFSS, the Field Food Service System, which is basically like a food kitchen, like a food truck basically for the military. That we actually got a good bit of training in. So and then with that we do like UGRs, unitized rations. So that was a bit of a different type of cooking. So those aren't MREs, but they're directly related to it because they are meals ready to eat. A couple people have had UGRs on. So that we actually got training in. The MREs we didn't get too much training on. Because it was more kind of, it's already pretty much made, ready to go, and to get them 3 a day, and that's kind of it. It's not really, it's about the calories and stuff. It's not really about the specific menu. You're not giving this guy needs a menu 1, this guy needs a menu 5. It's just not like that. It's just this guy gets these random rations, or sometimes they put them. Everybody goes in a line as a common case, and you just grab it and you just give it to them, And sometimes people can make a selection, sometimes not. Usually not.
Yeah.
So usually it's not like I'll just grab 3 here and go. Usually it's just one at a time actually. In a field training, so it's you just give them one and that's it. And if they don't get a fortunate one, I guess too bad. And maybe they can trade it with someone or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure they can do a lot of trading when they do the field stripping and everything, when they take in and out what they do and don't like. So yeah, it's probably like a real like pass it off type of thing. I'll give you this beef stew for that there menu 23. I'm sure that doesn't happen at all. Whoever gets that menu 23 probably gets jumped.
Yeah, for me, I didn't really do any of that trading stuff personally. I just wasn't into it. But I was so like I'm a fast eater and stuff, and so like I would eat the entire ration, and like and also I also could use the FRHs for like body heat, like because when it's really cold, I just feel like
That's pretty damn smart. I do have a question. When
Jesse.
when chow time came, was it like they would give y'all, they would stop y'all if y'all were in the field and they would pass out the MREs, or did they give those out to y'all previously before going on the training or whatever you were doing?
First off, I think you have it backwards because I was the one giving it out.
Okay, copy. So when you were,
because I was food service.
Copy. Okay. So is that how it happened then? Then you would come and pass them out at chow time?
No, typically, so you just hand it to them like before the daily activity, like one or two or whatever. It depends
Okay.
on what's going on. So it wasn't exactly like that. A lot of times when they were like so when they're actually everyone's actually together,
Yeah.
they'll meet. We have a separate tent. We have a separate tent near the FFSS. They call it something else right now. They were just transitioning when I got in, and I just can't recall the name at the moment, but I actually have worked, I believe, in both. They had advanced it back in like 2011 or something like that. The Army and stuff tends to get advanced a little sooner, and so there are some differences in the rations we would get in those type of aspects. MREs that's the same, but anyway, so we had like a tent, like a chow hall, like it was actually in the field. And so when they had that, we had like a freezer and stuff. So they would actually get kind of like a frozen food mixed with like these UGRs, which are kind of like specific items. So this one's a cookie thing, and so yeah, cookies. Like these kind of the mixes and stuff, and you got the
Yeah.
some like frozen stuff. Like we might give like these kind of like what you call like milks. They had like a chocolate milk and stuff. So we'd give that to them like that, and then what else? So yeah, and then there's the actual chow hall, which I'm much more familiar with, which is basically like a gigantic buffet, but the difference is you have to come up like there's a line and you have to get the specific stuff. And then you have to come back if you want seconds, but you could come back as many times as you want. And oftentimes, like as long as you're not at the very beginning of chow, oftentimes it wouldn't be too bad getting back in line, and usually you'd be full at the second go through. And things like the salad bar uh, were a lot quicker access. And so we had like a rule. It was something like 5 minutes. We were supposed to cycle through the line because we're trying to get people in and out, and also it's supposed to be for like practical purposes. We need to be fast, not just for to get people back to work, but actually we're supposed to be fast in general. And so like we had like a fast food line and stuff, which would be separate. So there was two separate actual lines. It depends on the chow hall. Things work different. A lot of them have become civilian, unfortunately, as well. So, and that's a whole nother story, the civilian stuff. But yeah, so there's kind of like three different things: MREs, the um, field food service system, which is kind of like out in the field, but this like actually like kind of like a camp type deal, and then the actual chow hall, which is the typical thing you'd get most of your meals in, as long as and like regular life, as long as you're not like deployed or something like that. Even then, if you're deployed, like the base would have a chow hall still, so it just might not be as nice as one in the U.S.
How did it work for like you have the halal vegetarian rations, the MREs. So how did that work when you have a whole group of soldiers?
I've only had to deal with um, there's just one guy ever that I've actually had to be concerned about with like because we have made omelets, and so I'm like pretty much became like an omelet master because I've made literally for thousands upon thousands of omelets, and the eggs are real, by the way. That powdered egg thing, that's not a thing, okay? So there might have been at one time, but it was real eggs. I cracked them by hand myself. I saw them. I knew what I saw. I was there. And so anyway, there are also ones that come in a bag. I've seen those as well, but those are still real eggs, to my understanding. They're not some like. Anyway, so the so the eggs. What was my point? Oh, so yeah, so for the grill, this guy came and I just basically had to clean off the entire grill because there could be no like certain types of meat, and stuff. So that was about it. There's then he felt comfortable to eat, or sometimes they just won't go to the grill. And I've never had the issue of an MRE needing a halal personally because very few people actually need it, and I never personally actually encountered that.
Yeah, it
And
just
I
seems like it
had
would be
thousands.
a bit of thing.
Was that?
It just seems like it would be quite an inconvenience if you're out in the field and you got one guy that needs these halal meals, and you're passing out MREs as they're all walking out, and then the one guy's got to get different ones. I just kind of always wondered how that worked, but we'll
Honestly,
continue.
I'm not.
Same.
I'm gonna go find. I want to find that out. I'm interested, but I just never personally had that
Yeah.
ever.
That's something I've always kind of been curious as too. It's like, I know they have to accommodate, because I'm sure they would want to accommodate people who do have like dietary restrictions in certain facets that they can make accommodations for within reason, like vegetarian.
Okay, yeah, like vegetarian stuff. There are already vegetarian meals, so that's one thing. But in general, like when you pass them out, you just pass them out. No, I just never. There for first off, things like vegetarian and all that. A lot of these guys, they're young guys, or they're like kind of were gung ho or whatever phrase you want to use, and they're not all about that vegetarian, vegan, and all that. I don't know about nowadays because it's become a lot more like that. But when I was in that, I just I've never had someone say, "Oh, I need a vegetarian one." It's never happened. Never, not one single
Have any
time.
halal?
I'm just saying, even vegetarian, which is way more common than halal. I never even had that happen. I'm sure, but that's a very easy fix, though. I could just go, well, here's vegetarian, because there was a couple things that were, or they could just take that item out, simple as that. If it's not halal, then I'm sure there's some people who didn't eat certain items, and they could trade amongst each other, and I guess they could probably accommodate in that way as well. But it just didn't personally come up to me. And I have been. Even I didn't even have to, like, I was a corporal, at a point, and I was kind of in charge of the actual, like at some points I was actually in charge. Like I've been in charge of the entire chow hall and stuff before, and it just never came to me. Like I've fed like 300 people, just never once happened, and I did it for years. I don't know. Just that one. There's just one guy. I just had to clear the entire grill with him. I think, or actually, it might have been two different guys. Not sure. It's 2 times, I think. But anyway, it might have been the same guy. I can't quite remember exactly that. Yeah, just cleared the whole grill for him, and that was it. It was kind of a little frustrating because I lose like 2 minutes and stuff, and you're trying to get everyone through. But besides, because you can only cook that one guy's meal at one time, and that's a little frustrating. But besides that, it's like, yeah, I understand what you're going for, and as long as you're respectful, it's everyone's good, And he was respectful about it, and simple as that.
Kind of inefficient. I mean, in war times, are these out there? Like, if you're out in the field, middle of a war, I don't see how you can be a certain things. I think you get what you get.
Yeah, I personally didn't go to war, but I see what you're saying. I just yeah, I think a lot of people don't worry about that. They're like, even if they're vegetarian, maybe they can even wait a while because, like, like this kind of reality. That's why one thing, like, as far as like health restrictions, and there's another thing, like people who are vegetarian. How do I say? It's kind of like a mentality type thing too, because it's like an opinion to be a vegetarian in general. Now, I don't want to go too far into it, because like some people are going to disagree, and I don't want to get any like kind of like backlash of opinions or something, but it's kind of a mentality thing too. So it's the general people who are going to be marine are going to be requesting these types of things in general. Now, there can be, and there doesn't mean they're not tough or whatever you want to say, but it's generally not a thing. And it might be nowadays. I'm not sure.
Leia and Eve are wanting to see some raw eggs being eaten. I don't know if you're up for that. I would, but all I have is
Leia wants to see more eggs.
I think so. I
hope they start accommodating more veg. It's not. We're not. I don't know. I don't know if I want to get into that. Just it's
No, she wants to see you eat.
That's an offline thing if you want to talk about that, Leah. I don't feel I should be saying my opinions on that. I'll just keep that off the. That's if we want to talk about that offline. I'll tell you. But yeah, I just
Oh, Leia doesn't want you to eat raw eggs. Nice.
see exactly like AK Faye is now like she's defending being a vegetarian. That's cool. Like I have no problem if you want to be vegetarian, be vegetarian. See, that's why I don't want to get into it too much because then we're starting like Leia and AK Faye are starting to. I don't want to get you guys any. I don't want to get any rustle some tail feathers there. So so there, I'm just gonna leave it at that. No. You're among friends. Yeah, I gotcha, but at the same time, it is recorded. I don't want anybody getting upset.
Oh, I'm getting hungry.
How about you?
Getting hungry? Pull out a ration, bro.
Yeah.
If you have something you haven't
Starting to
reviewed
get-
already. I mean, if you've
Starting to
already
get-
reviewed it.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Like,
And
starting to get restless.
You can leave and come back, or turn off your video, or whatever you want to do. I don't want to leave you hungry.
Down to
No. Some Wendy's.
cheese.
I mean, it's for sure not going to be Rallies at any time soon, CT. I was so pissed about that last name, bro.
Got your back. I wrote a letter.
Open a restaurant.
They're gonna
Thank
be
you, man.
involved.
Dude, I need a lot of very strongly worded letters headed their way, bro. This isn't the first time they screwed up my damn good night snack, man.
No, that's unreal.
I keep giving them a chance.
His name is Jesse. What do you mean, Zeno? Is your name not Jesse? I'm so confused.
No, my name's Jesse. Jesse Michael, Jesse.
Yeah, what's he mean by? I thought your name was Jesse. I don't know where this. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Very well.
No, Eve. I do not cook unless it's like something I can throw in an oven or heat up in a microwave. I don't. No.
And one thing about you hear about like how bad cooking is in the military. That's part of that is movies because they need to dramatize things, and also another is that you're
Prison
looking
food.
at like 1960s and stuff. Like Vietnam was a different era. Like the food quality was lower. And
No. They didn't
And
have
so-
as many hardcore like food standards or restrictions on what they could give like in terms of like food.
Yeah, and so someone was saying that we even had an issue with like even them following the regulations then. Like they weren't even following the regulations that they were supposed to be following. Now I can tell you like we were following regulations like in the food service. Like we legit were. Like I was very careful about it. Like I didn't want anyone getting sick, and like there's the whole thing. Like one thing they said like before was, if you get people sick, you literally just took out a unit out of effectiveness. So like they literally couldn't deploy, and it would be because you didn't do your job right, and that would be like that'd be terrible. Like, do you want to like? And that's legit true because like people are a lot of units are training and stuff, and you don't know who's doing what just because they come in chow, and like you literally could have just took someone important out of a job, then affected mission readiness, and CT is upside down. He's in
this is what I'm gonna do, y'all. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get locked up for like something really, really, innocent, small, whatever. I'm gonna sneak a cell phone in, and I'm gonna get like a kitchen job, and I'm gonna do a cooking show in prison.
It's an after prison show. I think it was called For Cooking. That was the one.
I've seen some of those, like with the oh god, all the stuff that they make from the commissary.
Ramen's a
pretty
very big one.
ramen
As we'll see.
and oh, I'd like to see that though. This is real. I'd like to see, and I don't know how the hell they would do this. I guess it would have to be after people come out of jail. People who go into jail, you know, they learn all these like little like cooking hacks, you know, with the stuff they get from commissary. I'd like to see them compete in like a challenge, you know, who can make the best, I don't know, prison hack food thing. I think that would be pretty damn cool.
I'm sure there probably is someone who's like. I'm sure there's some of those channels are probably thinking about it if someone hasn't already put it on there. One thing you might like, just for general reference, is Gordon Ramsay has what you call behind bars, and he actually teaches a lot of prisoners how to cook, and he actually makes a whole kitchen out of it. So this is Gordon Ramsay we're talking, so it's like legit deal, and he actually him to make food for a local restaurant, and he had to try really hard to, and this really happened. Like this wasn't just production. Like he really did this, you know, because you know cooking shows they're actually real. Yes, they're reality TV, but they are authentically real. Those meals were really prepared. Like some of the gaps might not be quite true to life, but in general, like Gordon Ramsay's shows are real. Like he changed his personality. Like time after time, people say he's like the best guy, and like behind the bars, he didn't have to do that. You know, he actually does care. He's a good person. Like Gordon,
he is. You know, he's pretty genuine. He's also going to be hosting a show like Anthony Bourdain had, where he's going to travel around and kind of do that thing now.
He's been traveling. I don't know about that, but he has done a lot of videos traveling across the countries. He did like cooking classes. I think it was like Vietnam, and like where he did like local traditional food, and he kind of make like a challenge for himself at the end of the day. So he has been doing that. I don't know about, he's probably have something new you're talking about, but
this is going to be something completely new. Kind of like I said, following in the footsteps of like what Anthony Bourdain was doing, going in and giving you like a real complete rundown of these places he's going, both culinary and, just civically, of what's happening in that area. So, kind of like
so Gordon, he has a lot of experience outside of cooking as well, with presentation, with sanitation in general. So he's done like these hotel and all kinds of stuff as well, travel videos. So he's really with all his experience, he's really branched out. He's not just a amazing cook. He's also an amazing host and everything now too. He has a much larger skill set than people might focus on. People think food, but he's way more than that. He's got all kinds of business skills and everything.
Yeah, I respect his business skills for sure, and he's definitely got a
he's one of the top in the world for a reason. Yeah, he's
good at what he does for sure.
Yeah,
it's amazing how this whole it's amazing because where he started out television wise was with Hell's Kitchen and with the other one with where he would go to like hotels or restaurants
Kitchen
and
Nightmares.
Kitchen Nightmares. Thank you. Yes,
Kitchen Nightmares.
That's where he started, and you would get these.
He's the reason I don't eat at restaurants.
Yeah.
No,
same, dude. Like he's
most restaurants are not.
He's the reason where
he was going to the worst.
Yeah, he was going to the ones that were, but all kitchens have their problems.
I disagree. I've worked in a kitchen
in some little way, even if it's.
I've worked in kitchens that.
How many kitchens have you worked in?
A bunch in the Marine Corps, and then also at Subway and at a Thai fusion restaurant. So not a ton, but I mean I've been in ones that were up to code. So it's not all of them, but I just want to make a reference to that. A lot of them I'm sure are not up to code, as I've talked to people. Walmart restaurant, and like I remember like I had to. I was getting frustrated there because these ladies they had been there a long. There's people there who had been there a long time. They had been working it a lot longer than I have. They've been working the food, and it's like they didn't even know like the temperature danger zone of certain foods and stuff. And I was just like, I'm coming here at like 24 years old, whatever age I was, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like looking at this, and so yeah, I can understand that. Like I've seen how like it's like you've literally been at this for 10, 15 years. You've been at this and that restaurant. You don't know these basic things. Like you don't know how to properly clean a table and stuff. So I do kind of understand, but I'm not trying to be overly harsh. But at the same time, it's like you're 40 years old. Come on, dude. Like, and you've been at this since you were 30. You're 30. You were 30. You're 40 now. What's going on here? Like, what's the disconnect? I'm 25 and I'm running circles around you. You should be running circles around me, regardless of what my job was. And you've been at this 15 years.
I totally feel I totally feel you on that disconnect, and that's something that I can like completely like pull into the job I'm doing now on set, because there's this guy that I'm working with who feels that I'm lazy at what I do, and I work circles around this fool, and it is ridiculous to me how, you know, that someone who should know more than I know, because there's a lot that I don't know as, you know, someone in the position that I'm doing. I mean, he is like, he's older, and he's not that much older. Right? He's older, but I mean, still, he's not like, he's not physically inept of doing any of the physical stuff that I'm doing yet. If it's something that like, it's like, hey, go move this over here, that someone just asked him to do, he's pointing at me to do it. And that shit just like baffles me.
Okay, so Eve Black is brought something up. I'll get something else. So she's saying there are millions of street vendors across the world that don't know jack about the rules and no one is sick. That I absolutely 100% disagree with, but at the same time I do agree with. So what it is in a lot of countries that if your body is adjusted to eating certain foods, then these bacteria are common to your stomach. That's why, like in Latin America, I was getting sick like crazy at first, and then after traveling there for quite a while, I didn't get sick anymore. That's just how it is. It's called building immunity to viruses and stuff. So that's just because they're not following sanitation rules doesn't mean that they're and everyone's fine doesn't mean that they're actually fine. Because also, if you talk to people in a lot of these countries, they are getting these stomach viruses once a month. Even it's a regular thing for people who are sensitive that don't have the best buildup of immunity, because they're going to get much sicker in there than they would in certain countries with higher standards as far as food sanitation, and also having it out
me
in
too.
the open as well. There's another issue because I know I've been to 20 countries and I've seen this time and again. So I don't agree at all. People aren't getting sick from these street vendors, but a lot of street vendors are following pretty decent codes. Just because they're because there's certain things we're intolerant of that aren't necessarily a high level of importance. Like if you make rice at home and then bring it to the restaurant, that's not necessarily. It can be done legally in U.S. as well in certain standards. If you have a three apartment sink and stuff like that, there are ways to get to legally do that. But if they're breaking these kinds of rules, and they're generally that's not a high risk food as long as it's kept properly cool and stuff. But in general, like rice isn't going to be what's getting people sick. Not necessarily like seafood. That's one big point. So like if you go to a lot of these street vendors and you try ordering seafood in the middle of the afternoon, and then tell me people are getting sick. So it kind of depends on immunity and stuff. So yes, yes and no. That's just what I say, because it does matter still. And for the vast majority of people, they have a healthy digestive system, but there's that 10% of people or whatever that it is. A lot of those people who are that sensitive aren't eating at the street vendors. So if you think like people think like kind of like one-dimensional sometimes about when they think about other countries, they're like, oh, nobody's getting sick. Well, think about the other things. Like people are smart. They know I get sick if I eat tacos, or I know I get sick if I eat this type of food, because people are more sensitive to certain foods than others. And so they're going to go to this certain thing. Another thing they do is they add spicy foods in a lot of countries. With a lot of spicy foods, you have things like vinegar and such, which kills bacteria. And so that helps people be able to eat it when it's riskier.
I got a question, or Smokey just left. See you later, old Smokey. Thanks for watching, bro. That's really cool that you came
See you,
in.
old Smokey.
We'll definitely be watching your stream later, my dude. Cheers.
Okay.
I have a question in the group room. If anyone can answer this for me, is the Manny Pacquiao fight tonight? Anybody?
Oh man, I saw that one. What was it? Who did he verse in 2015? It was a really big deal, so you still might know.
Floyd.
It was,
Floyd Mayweather.
yeah, I watched that. That was a really big deal.
Yeah, it was a good fight. This is my birthday, actually.
In
May
Philippines, it was probably a triple, quadruple deal than it was in the US. But like I knew a lot of Filipinos and stuff through that time, and basically,
yesterday?
like, oh, was it yesterday? Oops, I guess you need to watch it. Staph infections are running amok in the hospitals in this country. Eve Black, I can understand what you're saying. I get it. You know, with a lot of antibiotics and stuff, that's a problem. Now, most antibiotics are actually given to animals, and so that's another issue that's coming about as well. Something like 80%, or don't quote me on the number, but it's a very strong percent. I feel it's somewhere around that general number that are given to these animals, and that they're building up infections that the viruses are overcoming certain antibiotics and such, and that's coming over to human issues. And we're very concerned about 20 years from now, what is all this going to do? And also, we're giving antibiotics. Oh, you're sick, have an antibiotic. Oh, you're sick, here's more antibiotics. Oh, you've been using antibiotics, here's stronger antibiotics. That's not how that's supposed to work in a lot of people's opinions. It's about, a little bit about profit and stuff. And and people being overly sensitive about getting sick, because they tell you, like, oh, this little thing's wrong, go to the hospital. And like, I can't really say don't go, because like, they technically say to go for these things, but I mean, like, so do what you do, what you're instructed, but at the same time, like, there's a certain bit of mindfulness about what you're doing, and
right.
It's potentially, maybe you don't need to go to the hospital because you cut your arm, or you scraped your leg, and people do go for a simple scrape or something, or they say, oh, I have a stomach ache and I've had it for 10 hours, so I got to go to a hospital. And it's like, I can't tell you no, because you could have a legitimate issue, but and also it's between you and doctors and stuff, and but it is becoming a public health concern, because in a lot of third world countries they're not doing it that regularly, but at the same time they have a higher mortality rate and a younger mortality rate. People are like, Americans die sooner than other countries, and every other country. That's completely ridiculous. Look at any statistic. We're actually one of the highest life expectancies. We're not the highest. We're not in the top 10. I think we're like number 20 or 30 or something. But the point is, we're first world, far less than if you go to a general third world country. So that's one thing I've been hearing, is like, that's silly. That's never been a thing. Sanitation is very critical, and we learned about this in the Middle Ages and stuff, and different times throughout different cultures and stuff. But as far as like European goes, and that's a little bit better recorded on that side. So, and then Mayans and stuff, they actually had a lot of things about sanitation that they followed as well. Like, people don't realize, like, a lot of cultures had that, completely outside of it, of what's well recorded. Some stuff is not very well recorded, or only very few people know, and they're not in very many books at all, not easily searchable still. But yeah. Okay, carry on. I'm done on that.
CT, what are your plans for this evening, bro?
Smokey's live stream.
Kind of need to get what, bro? Kind of.
Wait, he said he's live in half an hour.
No, it's an hour, I think he said.
It's an hour from now, just guys. He said half an hour.
Yeah, Eve, I just looked it up, Eve. It is tonight. I was trying to see if Dave and Buster's was gonna have it, or it might. I don't know. I want to go with something. I'm definitely gonna watch. Like you said, CT. I'm gonna check out Smokey's stream, and I'm hungry. Like,
Oh, in about an
yeah.
hour. Sorry, I misread that. My bad on that. He goes live at, was it 7 or was it 7:30?
Usually he's on like around 7. About
Okay,
7.
so it's at the hour. Okay, so yeah, then I'll and I'm
Okay.
guessing that half of you guys are gonna leave for his stream. So if before, like, it's a whole hour, guys, don't leave yet, please. You know, if you leave now, you're just gonna be staring at a blank screen for an hour. But but if you guys do leave, can you do this for me? Simple request. And this is an hour from now. This isn't now, guys. Say wandering raid. Just say that. That's all I ask. If you wanna participate in that, that'd be awesome.
Say,
But yeah, let's go to Jesse because I've been or CT because I've been talking forever.
I think
Whichever.
I'm supposed to say wandering something.
Wandering raid, or just say like wandering sent us. How about that? Keep it simple. Just say something along those lines. To say wandering sent me. You know.
One,
I don't know.
like in the comments.
Just for fun. Yeah. On his live chat when he's actually live. Because I'll probably end the stream maybe 30 minutes after he starts, or 15 minutes or whatever. Like shortly after he starts, I'll probably end the stream because I know my numbers are gonna plummet to like 3. I'm gonna drop to 3 people. So
When we get Smokey's live stream, he wanted to put on his live stream that wandering sent us. Is that what I?
yeah, go for that. Not in an hour, guys. Not now. Don't leave now. He's not on. If you go now, you're gonna be staring at a blank screen, and you're gonna be wondering why you're staring at a blank screen because he's not on.
Hey, Mystery Slots, welcome. How's it going?
David, I'm getting there, but I have a long way to go still. I'm working on it. I need.
And again.
So I'm just gonna leave that comment. Don't touch that comment. There's just leave it as is. I'll too late. Whatever. It's all good. I'm just gonna address her personally on that. I'm not AK Fabe. I don't want to address you. Or wait, let me read that comment again. Use the app to stream via phone with. Okay, yeah, AK Fabe. I can address that now if people want to hear about it, but otherwise, I can explain it in better detail if you want on the side. So that's on you. Do you guys want to hear about how to stream after when you're under 1,000?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go for it right now. I just thought that was something I was gonna do on the side. Okay, never mind. So you got 2 options. I think there might be another option, but there's 2 options I'm familiar with. So you got Google Hangouts, which you're looking at right now, guys. See these people on here? Yeah, that's me. Google Hangouts right here. So there's that, and that you're gonna have to initiate through laptop. Do you have a mobile and let's say laptop? Let's say computer or laptop, and you can actually go live through the actual laptop if you already. So there's no point in doing it that way. And so Google Hangouts, I would recommend if you're trying to get other people on. Whereas Streamlabs is kind of like, I would say, I'd recommend if it's just you. So Streamlabs is what you're going to do is you're obviously going to have to download it. So you're going to download Streamlabs. And we're talking about cell phone now. You can do it on the computer as well, but just not my personal recommendation. So the Streamlabs, what you're going to do is you're going to download it, and then you're going to have to connect, through to YouTube, and then also another thing before you go live, I learned this, and also Jane K. Jordan learned this as well today. Uh, you're going to go to the top left. There's 3 bars, and you're going to click Editor, and then you're going to take some of the widgets away so that's not blocking your screen. Because you can take donations through Streamlabs, actually. So people can donate to you. I haven't personally set it up, but I know it's doable somehow, some way. I'm not sure if it's doable under 1,000 or how that works, but you can take donations directly through it, and it's supposed to be a pretty simple process once people connect their card or whatever it is to it. So, but they have to connect to it, and reality is probably no one's going to do it if you have under 1,000. Because people, you don't really get donations. I mean, you might because people are nice and awesome, but it's just in general, like you don't really see it too much when people are at small numbers, like 300, getting donations through Streamlabs because they have to do all the sign up process and stuff, and they probably don't want to go through all that hassle. So, I don't even know how to do it myself. So, as far as the donation part, but that's how you do it through Streamlabs, and that's what I recommend is Streamlabs. Otherwise, you can just do a laptop and or PC and just do it the normal way. So are you do you mind saying if you're mobile or computer? They might have changed it. I have iPhone and Chromebook, but CT and Attract. What does this mean? Who's CT and Attract? Do you know what that means? Under 1,000.
Do live streams, but if you're under,
I don't know who's Attract.
do it on mobile.
Both used phones, anyhow, widgets on your screen. What you mean? So yeah, that's part of the reason why I was kind of thinking to tell you on the side.
Miss Marilyn.
Hey, how you doing, Marilyn?
Hey, Miss Marilyn.
So I think she was on a little earlier for a little bit, and awesome to see you back. Anyway, so that's part of the reason I kind of want to talk to you on the side, so I could kind of walk you through it. But first, go ahead and download Streamlabs if you want right now, and maybe if you tell me you downloaded it, and then I'll start to walk you through it right now if you don't mind. Otherwise, I'll have to do it on the side because I don't know if I can explain all the processes. I went ahead and got Streamlabs so I could tell Jordan a little bit about it, how to get exactly the widgets off, because I remembered approximately, I just couldn't remember the precisely, so I went ahead and downloaded it, and so I have it right now, even though I'm not planning to use it. But yeah, if you go ahead and download the app, and then I can probably tell you something on the next step or two. So yeah, Streamlabs, I think it's, let me get that exact, let me write the exact, was it Streamlab or Streamlab? Here, hold on. It's gonna be in your app store. You're on an iPhone, you said? I'm hoping it's all the same. I go to your iStore or whatever it's called, iStore, right? Apple Store, Apple Play Store, something like that. You go to your Apple Store and you're gonna just type in Stream Space Labs, and I assume they have it as well for iPhone. I doubt it's any different. Oh, Streamlabs is one word, yeah. Okay. So Streamlabs, one word, and it's gonna have this like guy with like headphones, this green symbol. I'm assuming it's the same on the iPhone. For some of these big apps, they're on across platforms. So, and I doubt YouTube is like, oh, we don't want people on iPhones going live. I don't think that's a thing. So.
For YouTube, it is.
See here. Let's see here. Did you go ahead and get that? No, it's in. What do you mean? No, it's in the Apple Store. Yes. I mean, yes, it's in the Apple Store. I'm not sure what you meant by that. It's on my iPhone. And I found it. Okay, now done. Okay, so got it. Because I read her comment first, and that there's like no and a yes in there. I was like, wait, what? Which is it? Sorry. So hey, Easy Money, how you doing? Z. I'm not sure what you mean by Z. Oh, easy. I get it. Z. Okay. Oh, and also thank you again, Easy Money, for he brought me that European stuff, and that ended up being my most popular video ever. Got like 721 views or something ridiculous off of that, and the main reason was for LA Beast, but at the same time, like you gave me the great content in the first place, and I think people really enjoyed it, and I know I did. Those are delicious. Easy Money send you a package, CT.
No way. You don't have to do that. Tracy will probably get into it before I'm there, so.
Glad you liked it. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Like I didn't forget that. You know, that was awesome. Like that really made my day. It made my month. It made my month. Really, that was it really did. That was amazing because I just got here. Like, was it like a day or two earlier? You know, and having everyone here, and then having Ellie Beast and Everything Spicy, which I'm hoping to get on a panel. I'm hoping he can get on a panel with Anomaly and I, and we could talk marine stuff, because then we got a little bit of generations going on, because I think Anomaly is a few years older than me, could be mistaken, and he's actually he's done a lot of stuff I haven't done. He's in a totally different part of it, done totally different things in the Marines, and so we got some pretty good different experiences, so we can kind of go through a whole gamut kind of different like kind of a little bit different opinions and a little different viewpoints. So I feel it makes it a little more complete of a panel if I can get those three and get those two other people. Whereas I can only speak for myself. You know, see what we agree on and stuff and don't. And you know, a lot of stuff in the Marines is going to be the same as military in general, but some stuff is specific, of course. Okay, sorry. So AKFAB, WV, I downloaded Streamlabs. One second, I'm just reading here, guys. Okay, so you're gonna log in with YouTube, of course. Don't worry. I would say go ahead and just log in with YouTube, and then tell me when you're done with that, and we'll get to the next step. Just go ahead and log in with YouTube. And I assume you're not going on Twitch or something like that, so just tell me when you're done with that step. Now, Jesse or CT taking over, because I've been talking way too long and I've been trying to get off, but people have been asking questions and stuff, so go for it.
Yeah,
I'm muting
still
myself.
Here. What up? So.
Just don't have anything.
Is it our turn
Anybody?
to talk? Something to eat?
Do what?
Is it our turn to talk? I just grabbed something to eat now.
I think we're supposed to. I think we're supposed to talk now, CT.
Just tearing into some same thing as last night. But Eve, I bought, I think, 5 of those rations. I got a steak one, chicken, pork, hamburger, wieners, all, except for pork sausage. That doesn't appeal to me.
I didn't see that comment, but I ordered 2 of those. I got the hamburgers and the hot dogs. The other ones were kind of, I was on the fence about the poultry and the steak. I'm really excited though to try the hamburgers out. And yeah, Eve, that was a yawn, and I don't know why I'm yawning. I slept for damn near 12 hours. Felt so good.
Nobody else has. If all the menus got reviewed, then I'm not going to bother. But if I go home and nobody's done it, then I'll do a review on.
Yeah, for sure you should do one.
I think the trick with those meals, though, and this is just my personal opinion, with the steak and the pork chop meals, I think maybe don't let these ones sit for 20 years and try eating them. They're probably going to be, fresher, the better. They could probably go funky. I'm assuming. That's no fact, but
yeah, no, I agree with you there, dude. I don't. It'd be really interesting if someone does let one of those sit for like 10, 12 years and then pop it open and see what they get. Like one of the reviewers in the future, to anyone who may want to, take that challenge. There you go.
yeah, could be bad. Smokey's eating hot dogs.
Yeah.
Or something. And he's still alive.
Yeah, Smokey and Steve are still here with us, and they've eaten some pretty old things from what I've seen. It blew me away though, bro. Did you ever see Steve when he ate the the meat ration from the Civil War?
I seen that, and he kind of scraped it into a bit of a powder and did something with it.
Yeah, it was like, oh God, it was so weird. Like just seeing that brick of 150 something year old.
Something like that.
Yeah, easy money. Huh?
He's got food poisoning lots, and that's something I don't want once. Like
me neither.
He pays the price just for.
He does. He does, man. Like I give it up to him because he has said, the few times he always tells us when he gets the food poisoning, and Jesus Christ, dude. Like, yeah, I don't want that once. I've had it enough in my life from, like you said, restaurants, dude. And it's usually the fast food restaurants that hasn't given it to me, which is, crazy to me. And then I've gotten it from on-set catering quite a few times, and as has the crew. So, yeah, I don't want anything to do with any food sicknesses anymore in my life, dude. Not even for our and yours entertainment, No. Steve can always take those L's on our behalf.
And that's why he got subscribers, and here we are.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. For the value and for everything that he does, he definitely has earned every one of, I feel, the subscribers that he's gotten. And it's fun watching him do this, because I don't think I'd have had much of an interest in this if it wasn't for him,
Yeah.
After this, do I?
I would never have, searched MRE reviews or anything. It just happened to come up because they realized I was fat and I needed food, and Steve does food, so that it's kind of suggested, and it's the only reason I'm here.
Yeah, it's nearly the same. They've seen my skinny ass and are like, "Boy, you need to eat. Here, check these out. You might like these."
Yeah.
And here we are. No, but it's pretty cool, man. Like for me, it was also about like learning the history of them, and it was first appealing to me seeing the sea rations and how they came in the tins, and seeing them with the P-38s being opened, and I thought that was really damn cool. Seeing, this is what they used to give to the troops, and this is what it was back then.
I was really shocked by, every other country except for Mexico, from what I can tell, has their own rations, and they all have their own components and stuff. I mean, some of the ones around Russia seem to be pretty similar, but I had no idea. Like I knew of IMPs about 10 years ago, and I never really gave much more thought than that. And like there's got to be 100 different countries with rations. I don't know, and they're all unique, and
Yeah.
some of them look
Yes.
good, some of them don't.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like I love seeing, even as a picky eater, and it's hard for me to like say, oh, I want to try that. But visually seeing like these, very unique rations from other countries and seeing, the packaging and then what is like, what components they do put in these other rations. Like, you can see these like staples in some of the countries, like how they change, being from like a meat to a fish or like a paste or so many different like fascinating like little items and everything. And then some of them look so like, I don't know, just like off the shelf, if you will. Like in some of them I've seen that those are just kind of like whatever to me, but it's still kind of seeing that this is like that country's like individuality in that ration, if you will.
Oh, exactly. And the other thing you always hear about in wartime, they drop rations to civilian or drop food to the civilians. Their town got bombed. They had no food. I had no idea that they were put into rations like this. In my head, I'm imagining a bag of rice dropping into the middle of a field or something, and there we're feeding the other countries. But to see that those what are they, HDRs? They're unique too.
Yeah, I mean, I
Impressive.
had no, yeah, for sure. I had no idea that they were, the halals and the HDRs, and that's what we were distributing. Because the same, man. I thought we were just like, bags of rice and something like that of that substance.
Yeah, and the funny thing with that, with all what's going on with I don't know what the customs and stuff. America can go drop all these rations in other countries, but we can't bring them into here because that's wrong. But you can force them onto their countries. I think that's kind of funny.
It is. It really is.
There's little risk as far as the meat, and there's one thing that I don't people don't understand. Like if customs lets all this meat that hasn't been inspected into the country and people get sick, then they're going to look bad. There's reasons why this is all
happening. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it could become absolutely, man. You can't just like loosen up the restrictions that have been in place for so long to protect the citizens of other places, because some of these foods could get in. It could be very tainted, and it could lead to a lot of bad food borne kind of illnesses that people are taking the risk just for an entertainment value, especially could be concerning to them. You're actually subjecting yourself to what could be, let's just say, potential death because you don't know.
Yeah. And we truckers, we've been dealing with this forever. When Mad Cow came along, we couldn't bring meat across the border, and our trucks would get searched because you can't have a chance of contamination. Same with what they're really watching is lamb, goat, sheep, I don't know, what all those kind of animals we can't bring across, and any sort of citrus fruits. We can't bring oranges down into the States. And the reason why, if you were to bring an orange that had some sort of pest on it and it got into Georgia and that pest took over Georgia, I don't even know if oranges are grown in Georgia, Florida, and it killed, all these orange farms, you can't have that. It's why there's control over foods coming in and out of the country. Like, it has to be there. And as far as rations go, clearly they're safe, and we do it for entertainment and for ourselves. But there has to be laws for it, right? Otherwise, you'd be getting, all this bad food possibly from, say, Mongolia that hasn't been checked. And that's
Agreed.
the thing, and that could kill off the whole whatever.
For sure, I completely agree, and it's sad that some people are getting affected by this, but they have to have a common sense and a rationale that these restrictions and everything are in place to protect you. Like, yeah, you take the risk, but why take that risk when these guides are here to alleviate these problems that you could face. And no one wants to see anyone lose their health over some bad product that came in, because their restrictions are a lot looser than USDA restrictions and so forth.
Yeah, and I see a comment there's reviewers that are being hassled by customs. They're not being picked on. Everybody that crosses the border, every time anybody deals with customs, this is an issue. This isn't just the whole government attacking one or two people. That's not it at all.
Yeah.
And there's videos being made and trying to say that, and I think that's completely false, and that should stop, because that's not the case. We are all in the same boat, and they're just going after random people. It's the same with crossing the border every day. You're randomly checked, like your parcels. Some parcels come through and nothing will be touched. Another parcel might come through and they might take the mains out of an IMP. It's all random. It's not that anybody's trying to pick on them. I could see with maybe YouTube, they could be picking and choosing, but the guy that's really complaining right now is not a big channel compared to a lot of them. It just happens to be he's maybe airing his dirty laundry a little more than the rest. My opinion.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see that being one of the reasons as well, as why, as like, it's coming more at him and feeling it's coming more at him. But, this is something that if you're out there publicly with it as as much as he is, then you do take more, of that chance.
Bulgarian,
Just, be real with it. I mean, if this was me in my channel, if I was getting all these things sent in and, doing that, I'm sure I'd be taking, getting these knocks on my door and whatnot. But, I agree, CT. It's, all these things, like you just said, I'm sure you, especially like you just put it, you guys on the road, if you have, certain cargo, you have things that you can and can't be bringing in. And I could just imagine it's a lot tougher, the things that you have to go through.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people just need to realize it's not that it's starting now. This has always been law, and a lot of people for a long time. And rather than being thankful, it's you're not going to change the government. Those rules are in place for a reason. And
one moment, guys. I just want to say these opinions are opinions and not necessarily professional advice. Just saying that here, it should be obvious, but these are we're not advising something or something like that. So just saying that. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. These are our own views for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not trying to, in any way, make, your cloud your judgment and do what you feel like you want to do. These are just, how we feel with the subject at hand. And, it's a pretty reasonable explanation of everything, if you will.
Yeah. But if you want to change the subject there, wandering veteran, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I generally try to stray away from that, but I felt that was pretty okay, and I just felt like it deserved a little disclaimer because it's getting a little heated, and I know that some people might actually you might see in a couple months with a little bit of resistance that people are giving. That's part of the reason why I'm kind of getting out of MREs. Like I'm still probably gonna stay in civilian and stuff. I don't want to go too far into the MRE stuff anymore because of that issue, and you might. I don't know, but I don't know exactly what's going to come of everything. But at this point, getting a little risky with some of the people. They're kind of challenging a little bit of the system and stuff. So I'm just kind of transitioning out. You're still going to see me as civilian Ration and stuff, but we'll just I just want you guys to know that. And, so I'll still be Ration person, but just might not be so much military. I might have some stuff now and then, but I'm not going to be reviewing quite the way I was before.
That's the way to do it. You're quietly getting away from it, and I think the people that are worried about what's going on, the best thing to do is keep quiet. Don't draw attention to yourselves because that's just going to make it worse.
Yeah, absolutely. Just kind of fly under the radar as much as you can. You know, just be visible to only those that you're trying to like be visible with it to.
Well, what I'm saying, kind of like from what I'm saying is that in general, I'm just gonna be doing like civilian. Civilian is no issue because civilian. But so that also avoids another issue that hasn't really been talked about either. But anyway, because there's no risk involved in that, it's like civilian ration. Like you can literally get it from the grocery store. You're good, you know. And so there's it gives a lot of issues and such. So I'm just that's kind of where I'm going with it. Like there's some other points to be made, but as far as what I'm personally addressing, it's just like a little less risk, and also I don't. This is way too strong of a thing to say, so I'm gonna have to give me a moment to really properly say it. One moment here. There
Few
are people who love
comments.
MREs. There are people who love
Yeah.
rations, but it's not the most popular topic on YouTube. And so that's another reason why I'm trying to transition out. I want to keep that retention of those people, and I love you guys still. Strong words. I care about you guys still, and so like I'm still gonna try keeping some content up, like with civilian rations and such, and I hope that satisfies most people. But unfortunately, it might not for everyone if I'm not doing rations regularly from all these countries and stuff like I was. But as far as American ones, I've done a ton. I did menus actually 1 through 24, so. I mean, I've got a lot out there, and you can still watch it again. And I'm just trying to go into content that's just also a little more popular, maybe too, as well, and kind of branch out and stuff as well. So,
And I find that with the reviewers in our community, I mean, it's not always about rations, but we're still there.
Guys, one moment. We have some people from other countries coming on here. No entiendo nada. Jefferson Doñez, estamos hablamos de cosas de raciones. Tenemos problemas para raciones militares, etcétera, de comer por regulaciones de la administración de Estados Unidos, USDA, y hablamos de esto, pero para mí yo quiero revisar más raciones como de ciudadanos, no como de militar, y quiero revisar otras cosas de comida también, como otros tipos de productos como Europa, porque tiene algunos problemas de revisar comida de como, por ejemplo, para carne de otros países, etcétera. Tenemos problemas con esto. Quiero cambiar mi contenido, my contents a little bit. So I want to just like, I'm just kind of switching over a little bit. It's still a food channel, and so I also I have other like kind of things I want to do, like a little more travel and stuff, which I kind of wasn't sure if I wanted to do travel too much on here because I was a little worried because like Russian people may or may not be interested in travel stuff, and I know a lot of people would, but a lot of people wouldn't. Some people go for the Russians because that's what they like. And so, and also now the other problem is I'm kind of not traveling as much as I was before. So, yeah. Before I was traveling for years, and I still had years of content, but I wasn't really on anything. At the height of my travels, which was like 2017. I did get in on 18, but I was already still going and I was doing that and stuff. And we got someone else from Turkey. Well, 1 second here, I gotta address that. That's Turkish they were writing. I just didn't see. I can agree. Hello. Okay, yeah, they're just speaking English. How you doing, Sapi Sin El Emek Berry? Sorry if I totally messed up your name. I'm pretty good at pronunciation, but don't personally know the language, so I'm sorry if how badly I may or may not have messed up the name. Here. So, guys,
Yeah, I'm crunching up on these chips. Sorry, guys.
not exactly, David. It's kind of a little different. That's a kind of an external thing more than internal. But at the same time, I do want to just like I don't like I like to just have a nice content that anyone can enjoy and without any complications. So it's just how I look at it for YouTube. I'm not trying to get into any complications on any side. So that's just how I look at it. Kind of.
Nice, James Ortiz. Nice.
Is it just us again?
I think so. Yeah. I can't. You might have cut out. What were you gonna say, CT, a few minutes ago?
Oh, just about how so many people in the community have branched off into other things already.
Yeah.
Some people strictly do reviews. Some people, do a lot of different stuff, and we still.
Oh, guys, sorry, I have to cut you off one more time. I'm so sorry. I've been leaving AK Faye for like 15 minutes now. I think she asked a question I think it was a good 15 minutes ago. Sorry, AK Faye, I was gonna address her. I totally forgot about that part. So now that you're on for the widgets, you're gonna go to the top left. It's gonna have 3 lines and say editor. With the editor, you're gonna click off. There's gonna be some X's. You could like close some of these boxes and stuff. So you can. I'm not sure if you selected the widget for the speech, but you may want to get like the tip jar and stuff away. I don't recommend having that. You can have it if you want, of course, but I don't recommend it personally because I don't. Someone may. I don't see. I'm not even sure the process, but someone may want to donate through Streamlabs, and I don't think you even need the tip jar. That's just for like kind of like a visual thing. Like people can see that there's money in there, or like if you have a goal, or I'm not exactly sure how that works. But I don't. It kind of blocks part of the screen. If you want to put it in the corner or something, Well, yeah. Widgets. Should I pick them or go to next? Should I pick them or go to next? I'm not sure. I clicked a few. If you can get rid of them, get rid of them. I think just the chat is the only one you really need that I could think of. I think maybe Jacob got rid of his chat, so maybe you don't even need the chat widget. You can get rid of it during the stream, I believe, as well. So I might leave up the chat and then try with or without. That's kind of a little slight risk because I can't say once it goes live it will even show your chat, or you need a secondary device to read it. Do you have a secondary device? That's because if you do, then I would say I don't think you need any widgets. It's in the editor. 3 are essential. Okay, well if they're essential, then they're essential. Yes. Yeah, go for that. Just follow its instructions. Let me see here. Open my Streamlabs real quick for you in case I'm kind of forgetting something real quick. Let's see here. Signing in Streamlabs. Okay. So I'm not sure. If this is essential, they're essential. Just leave it at that. Just try to get any tip jars or any thing that might be blocking your screen out of there. Pepperoni. Why is he saying pepperoni? They left. I think they're hungry. Oh, did Jesse actually leave? My bad. I guess I interrupted him or something, or I'm not sure. Hungry or what? Sorry about that. Huh. What happened, guys? Did I miss something in the chat? If you guys don't mind to tell me what happened there. Well, Jesse's still here. It's CT that left. We were just grabbing food, right? Is there a reason why CT left? Do you know? Was it because I cut you guys off twice, or I'm not sure. You might have grabbed food or something. I don't know.
Right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back.
I'm not sure.
All right.
Yeah,
What I miss?
fine. He actually left last, so I wasn't sure.
No, I just had to wanted to grab a drink
Get food or
and
something.
yeah, grab some Cheez-Its and use the restroom right quick. Sorry about that, y'all.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I took a break. I'm not actually making rice right now.
Oh, cool. Still there, CT?
No, he's off. He actually signed out. He messaged pepperoni on the chat. I'm not sure what that means, but maybe he said he's getting pizza or something. I missed that prior comment. Maybe he said I'm getting pizza, and then he said pepperoni pizza.
I think he just came back, maybe.
For a tea break.
Oh, nice. Yeah, same thing. Went and grabbed some Cheez-Its and a Pepsi.
You run out of burritos?
I did, man. I grabbed those yesterday at craft services and stuffed in my bag at some point during the day. So I knew I had those, and that was a good little like appetizer, if you will. Now I'm about to crack open this box. Yeah, I definitely see where you were going, though, what you were saying before we before Wandering came back in. Yeah, I see a lot of us, moving and maneuvering and doing, other things and not just being bound by just doing solely ration reviews. And it's awesome because you're starting to see more personalities come through, and showing everyone, what you are really into and not just, this one little facet of yourself.
And it's all the same people are still supporting each other, no matter what it is we're doing. Like, who wants to see a truck stop review? But most of the people on here,
yeah, I mean, that's
review MREs.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of it, what I did is, I kind of built an audience. Now, I'm not saying I have like a big audience or something, but I have an audience now, 1340 or whatever it is now. It's cool. So like now I have kind of, one second. Yeah, okay. So anyway, I kind of have an audience now, and so like some people come just for me because they just like Wandering better. Some people just like Jesse, some people like Tea. Kind of doesn't matter exactly what you do. Like to an extent, of course, you have to clarify. You don't want to. You need to have a general idea of what people are. My rights. Yeah, you have to have a general idea of what people actually want. And, there's certain things you may be attracting without even realizing it. Like you might be attracting certain types of people that you may or may not want. Are you guys hearing echo from me just for reference? You're not hearing me twice, are you?
No, you sound good.
Okay, so there might be people who they're just coming for different reasons. So like, I notice it's kind of like I'm trying to figure out why do I mostly only attract people who are like 30 and above. I should know why. It may or may not be something, with my content, and a lot of people on YouTube are younger, and so like, you have to, understand like what you're doing and how that's affecting your audience and so on. And like there may be parts of your personality, like not to say like don't be yourself, but there's certain things like if you're doing something like stupid, like I don't know, make a certain noise and that like everyone doesn't like it. Maybe don't make that noise. Like you have to change a little bit. Not saying to not be you, but you have to adapt to the environment as well sometimes. So it's kind of a line there, or some people don't want to change period, and that's on them. It's their prerogative. In general, you want to adapt and also adapt to time as well. maybe like Hangouts is a thing now, and it's not going to be a thing next month. Like, adapting as well as another point. And going to this content, like with the ration reviews, that's one major issue we have too. Is that most of the rations have already been reviewed. Like, you're not putting new content on. Uh, if you make a ration review, you're putting yourself on you're giving your spin on there. You're not giving new content. Like, you might have a new ration, but in general, you're not. Like, I had a gorilla ration, and so it was just for an MRE, and I think I was second to do that, or right after for an MRE or something. So that, I guess, still kind of qualifies as a new ration. But even then, like, they advertise it before in order to say, hey, grab this. So in the same time, I wasn't exactly the first, or I don't know if maybe someone did right before me. I don't know. Either way, I was like second, maybe third on that. And so, like, there's kind of new content, but even then, it wasn't exactly new. And Russian rations in general are mostly the same. So it's is another issue that's kind of coming up with rations, is that we have hundreds of people reviewing, or tens of people reviewing now, and it's hard to actually get a new ration out there. You have to be very clever or be willing to spend the real money on that. Drop $100. So, and you're not going to see that back unless you're a big YouTuber. Like, there's only a couple people who can drop $100 ration and actually recover their money. I don't even think Old Smoky can recover his money out of $100 ration if he were to buy it himself. He was not going to get enough views to even pay it back, let alone to make anything on it. So, and it becomes very expensive to try to compete in that way.
No, it does. It does become a little expensive, but the more love that you yourself can, put out for your stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it shows just in like a production value sense, if you will, so that does help, as much attention and love that you can give, you'll get it back, whether it be in views or whatever else,
Emotional kind of connection and stuff, as well as what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
You get what you get back what you give, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
to yourself, to your subscribers, and I think that's what they're looking for. If even if it is something that's been seen and reviewed hundreds of times, they're coming to you to see what you're doing with it next. Like, I just watched Smitty's, excuse me, little Pepsi burp. I just watched Smitty's Menu 23 review just last night before I crashed, and it was excellent, It was excellent because,
It put you right to sleep.
It did. It was such a calming thing, man. Hey,
Mary,
there he is too, and like, speak of the devil, it's Smitty. No, but it was
Are
so
you
fun.
serious?
Like,
Did that just actually happen right now, guys?
yeah, like, I just said his name and then he appeared out of thin air. I conjured him up. Welcome back, Smitty.
That literally just happened, guys, in the chat. If you don't know what happened, you just mentioned Smitty, and Smitty literally pops up like someone like text message him, "Hey, Jesse's talking about you, bro."
No, but the way he did it, it was so fun. He came out, and it was presented. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but the presentation was perfect. The way he opened it was perfect, and he gave the menu the proper review that you would want to see. And that's what I'm just saying. It's just like, it could be something that everyone has done, but they're still going to come see what you're going to do with that one thing that everyone has done. So, don't get, discouraged that, things have been done and seen, many, many a times. Just do you with it.
Just for reference, they're not actually going to fight. It's a joke, guys. Just for reference.
Yeah.
I just want to make that over so everybody understands that clearly. It's just a running joke between the two.
Yeah, they're not going to fight. They're going to fight it out at whatever pizza parlor we decide to go to in Kentucky when we're all clicked up, and we're going to they're gonna, Jesus Christ, they're gonna hate us is what they're gonna do. Like, yeah, we need 20 pizzas, please.
Dude, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why you're talking to Smitty about a pizza battle when you already know I'm gonna win. So I literally
But bro, you don't even know if you're going. So you can't win it if you ain't in it. What, you're gonna like go live when we're live? Like, hey guys, I got my pizza right here. No, bro, it don't work.
I got
like
my
that.
pizza. Where's yours? Okay. Hey, Eve Black. I know pretty much everyone gets it. I just want to make it clear for everyone. That's it. Nothing more to say on that. It's just like want to make sure everyone gets it. That there's nothing happening.
Yeah, and seriously, guys, if no one's seen Smitty's video from Menu 23, please go check that out. It's seriously really good. It was a really good review, and the opening and the beginning of it was fantastic. I really dig that.
Who's the one who had a? Okay, I remember who it was. It was this British Ration. Was it Michael Green? It was
Michael Green.
He had like an actual like British vehicle. And he was like running through puddles and stuff.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Anyway, it was really cool. I watched it like a couple days ago. I think it was Michael Green because he's in UK. He's the one in the UK, right? I haven't watched a lot of them.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to into him. Okay.
Yeah, he's one of the UK reviewers. Yes.
Yeah, I think it was Michael Green. He did this really cool video as well. Because he felt some of his videos are like, wow, he actually like he put the camera out, over there, and then drove to the camera, had the splash and stuff. He like actually put like Jennifer into that intro, and made it unique for the video and stuff. So that was really cool.
Yeah, whose video was that?
Michael Green.
Michael Green, CT. Yeah.
It sounded familiar.
Yeah. So he put real work into that video. Yeah, he's not that big. He's not like he's just like all of us. We're kind of like smaller. I guess I'm a little. I mean, I still fall in a totally small category because there's a big gap between us and old Smokey and Nathan and all and Sticky Fingers and all that. So I'm still on the small end. Like I'm bigger on the small end. Still small. Was that?
What's that, CT?
Over he was driving? In that intro?
Michael Green.
What?
Land Rover. I think it was a Land Rover.
Land Rover. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it was really cool. Personality into it. He was like, he did his own spin of that, type of intro, and it was really cool.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. The intros are getting, huh?
It's kind of like
Eddie's intros; they're pretty badass too.
I was watching this crazy video though yesterday, guys. I think it was Knowing Better. I think did it because Knowing Better is he's the guy in Hawaii, which is actually pronounced Hawaii. Just reference. Anyway, so it actually has a apostrophe and everything. So for the second I. Anyway, this guy, he's just blowing your mind every video he makes, and I just recommend him. Like he's like an education, not with rations at all. But anyway, I just watched his video, and he's like saying how nothing you do is original, and it's kind of like might sound like hurtful at the same at one point, but at the same time, it's like it is a very important thing to kind of acknowledge reality as well. You can't really be original nowadays because everything to be done has been done. But what you can do is put your own spin because you might not know it. Like it's easily possible. Like for an Emery could be like, no one's done the gorilla ration on YouTube. What if someone in Russia actually did it a month before? Even besides that, like the general concept of it has already been done. Literally, a million people have put a ration review. We're just having slightly different rations and different perspective on it. And so, it's kind of like sounds a little harsh at the same time, but at the same time, it kind of puts it into reality of kind of acknowledging how you can develop yourself and stuff, and what value it is to learn from the people who've done stuff before you and to build on that, rather as opposed to, you can try to be original and stuff, and it's cool. And to some extent, you can be original, but the general plot and stuff is there's a general things you look at. Like there's a general way you make a video and stuff. So there's only so many types of videos you can do. A general plot line. Like there's a saying there's only 6 plot lines according to some like philosopher or something. I don't remember that quote. I was asleep, but kind of really stuck me, and it was a really cool thing yesterday. I was just watching. So.
That sounds cool. Can you guys? Am I still here?
It really sunk it in and said it in more eloquent way than I was daydreaming about it.
You're still
nice. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's see if I can conjure up. Let's see. There's a couple of fun comments. Hey, Jesse Michael, if you can summon people, could you say Jason Momoa for me? And my reply was, if I was able to conjure up folks, I'd be conjuring up like Lady Gaga and Jennifer Lawrence right now for myself. I want a blonde trip this week, folks.
Hey, Jesse, since it worked with Smitty, can you start talking more about Keanu Reeves?
So y'all want to hear some more? Yeah, y'all want to hear some more Keanu things? It's not very much. I don't have much to say about Keanu other than Keanu is very tall in person. He's a lot older now, which is weird to me. I didn't think he'd age. It's crazy. I thought he was a vampire for a while. He's got dark hair. It's longer. It's long hair. So he's got like, kind of like that John Wick thing going on, but not John Wick thing yet because he doesn't have the beard. I dig his firearms training. Yeah, his firearms training, Smitty, is unreal. Those videos that he's done, those are pretty damn intense and pretty good. Let's see what else with Hey, later, who's leaving? Are you leaving, Eve? I think Eve's leaving. So bye, Eve, if you're leaving. Thanks for joining us today. It was great having you in the chat.
We've been here like the whole time. Thank you for being around. It was awesome to see you. Great to have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Eve. Had a great time having you in here, as always. Then he's really nice. He is very, very sweet. No one's had any kind of and this is, I think, at any given moment, no one's had any negative responses with Keanu, and he's been, very, very welcoming, to those who have, kind of gotten to be able to get a moment with him, and I've had, a couple of very, very, very brief interactions with him myself so far, which I think are pretty cool. I just haven't gotten a good opportunity to really be able to speak with him. And just yesterday, I met Kid Cudi.
Well.
If
rice
you guys,
you
okay, your rice, you finished cooking your rice?
Yep.
Nice. Okay. CT, what are you doing for dinner? Have you decided yet?
It won't be pizza.
Pizza? Okay.
No, it won't be pizza. There's a barbecue place at the truck stop next to the hotel, so might try that.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Get another case of beer. I don't really know. It's too early to tell.
Yeah, I hear you. Same with me, man. I'm kind of playing it by ear. Like I kind of wanted to go out somewhere just to unwind, have a drink maybe. The weather here has been funky all day, so the roads are pretty slick and people drive like jackasses on Saturdays around here. Are you in Arkansas right now, CT?
No, I was supposed to be in Arkansas, but the load I was supposed to pick up in El Paso got held up at the border, the Mexican border. So I'm loading on Monday now. So I'm in El Paso, sitting for a few days.
Okay. It sucks that your plans got rerouted and everything.
Hey,
Oh, it sucks that your plans got kind of rerouted because of that.
yeah, it happens more often than it
Yeah.
should. I had
I hear
plans to
you.
go to Tracy and Leah this weekend, so that's what's the real kick in the nuts. But I'll see them on Tuesday nights, so for a little
Okay,
bit.
that's good.
I
Yeah.
want to handguns again, but I guess that's not happening.
Right. Yeah. Gonna have to like really change up the whole itinerary now because it's like such a detour, if you will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely. No, go ahead.
Asked me if I'd been to a truck stop in whatever town that was just south of where he's from, and I don't know. There he is. I don't know if I've been on that road a couple times. I'll tell you if I stopped at the truck stop there. But go straight. I'm going straight to Ontario, so I'll go through Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri.
Guys, this is the rice. This is the rice I eat. It's a jasmine rice from Thailand. It's 50-pound bag. See right there, 50 pounds.
So next week, down, I guess. But no.
Okay.
Yeah, David.
Rice is also a very good thing, for if you want to keep like food, in case for emergency or however you want to phrase it. Right there, rice is a great one. Get a whole big thing like that, and as long as it doesn't get wet,
Yeah.
you should well.
Get a
You
case
just
out
gotta
of
keep
the closet.
it decently stored, and it should be good. Don't keep it next to anything that it could absorb. Like if you keep it next to any type of like scented thing or anything like that, it can of course absorb odors and all that stuff. And so you just gotta keep it properly stored and it lasts for a good while.
I know what you're thinking,
Nice.
David. Rice and beans. Video.
So when are you gonna try to challenge yourself to eat that entire bag of rice in one sitting? Wondering.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That's not
I keep rice for disasters, but I worry too much about bugs. Okay. Yeah, I remember when my grandmother used to keep a lot of rice in her home, or in her house. Just she'd cook a lot of stuff with rice in it. And she'd always tell me about that. I don't want bugs in it. I never knew what that meant until I got older, that that bugs could get in them and stuff.
What do you keep for emergencies, Jesse Michael?
Currently it's a bunch of MREs, and so with my whole like little hurricane survival food that I got some peanut butter cheese crackers, Cheez-Its, really perishable kind of, or non-perishable type of, or they are perishable, perishable types of junk foods, man. It's such not a a fun little, or a good hurricane survival kit.
You got like a warehouse full of bottled water?
Yeah, we got a lot of bottled water on hand, and then canned goods, just the normal stuff, if you will.
Cool. I'm gonna have to say goodbye. I got to make a couple quick phone calls before
Okay.
stream there. But thanks again for today, there, Wandering Marine Vet. This was awesome.
And guys, make sure you get to CT as well. If you don't mind leaving a comment real quick, so if anyone hasn't looked at you, so they can check your channel, see if they like it. And if they like it, they can run it and watch your videos.
I think pretty much everybody on here right now is sub to me already, so that's awesome. But
I believe so as well, but if you want to, I'm giving you an option, of course.
See you later, CT. Thanks, man. Great
Take
having
care.
you in here, dude. It's always great talking to you. I'm probably gonna end up.
He's already gone.
Yeah, he just clicked out of there. I just heard. I was trying to. I noticed that my picture has just been up there for quite a while, and I don't know why my camera has stopped
Yeah.
picking me up. But I was just gonna say that I'm probably gonna be leaving myself here shortly. Probably gonna start getting ready for that other stream later on tonight. And I'd like to as well extend my thanks and gratitude to you and for having me on, and to everyone else in the chat who was here with us today. Thank you guys so much for for inviting me into this. This was cool.
Of course. It was awesome having you. I had to see if I could get you in that. It was awesome.
Yeah,
also,
it was. I was, it's. I would have definitely been able to come yesterday if I didn't have work and if I was off in time. So, it was great being here, man. Sorry I wasn't able to make it yesterday.
you're fine. Yeah. He realizes the visual's gone. AK Fabe.
Yeah, I lost the. I noticed that a while ago. Kayfabe didn't see it for a while, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and go now. Gonna attempt to figure out some plans for later on this evening, and yeah, I'll probably be in. Are you gonna check that stream out later, Vet?
Yeah, I'm gonna be on there. But Jesse, if you don't mind, if it's okay with you, if you do have like 5-10 more minutes,
Yeah.
just to help transition it over, I'm gonna see if I can get anyone to take your spot, because what's gonna happen if you leave right now, I might dip like 5 people, and it might be hard to get it back up. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to see if anybody else, I can get anybody else on real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's cool. I can give you about 5 or 10 more.
Okay, I'm gonna see.
Cool.
Anybody else on the chat want to get on
yeah.
it? So I'm trying to keep this a panel. Hopefully not just myself. I can do just myself, but part of the reason why you guys are on here is to meet some of these guys and have a nice conversation on it. So
yeah, no
David,
doubt. That's no worries.
CT changes his mind. AK
Yeah,
anyway,
James.
anybody was that?
There was a couple of comments that I read earlier in there from Eve and James. So James Ortiz mentioned Steve's real job is a landscaper, which I myself did not know as well. And I think that is really, really damn cool, because I used to do some landscaping back in the day. Back at New Orleans Country Club, I was a greenskeeper, and I also worked with a landscaping crew with one of my friends' father, a long time ago. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. Just really, really cool to have found that out, what Steve's real normal mundane job is. And
that's not what I expected at all. I didn't.
Same. I thought Steve worked in an office or something, bro. He just gives you that really, that vibe, especially how he's so articulate with his wording and everything. It was total night and day from what I thought he would what he does in real life. Still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm sorry, I was half paying attention. I'm listening to you. I'm just trying to see on the chat.
That's cool.
If anybody wants to get on, okay, Smitty's out. I think AK Fave's out until tomorrow. She might be able to do tomorrow or something. And Smokey's on. Hey, JW.
Oh wow, he sure is. He went on earlier tonight, I think.
Just one thing, guys. I prefer if you don't advertise someone else's live because it also destroys my live when you do that. But I do respect it, and I'm gonna go over there. But I mean, just if you can please not do that though, 'cause then my numbers will go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to
How
copy
about?
you, but you know what I mean? Like
Uh,
I'll transition over to but you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I guess I'm going to go ahead and end this in just a few
Yeah.
minutes now, maybe 10 minutes. And I guess I don't think I'm getting anyone else on the panel.
Right on, man. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and jump off of here then as well. And
You guys
again, I'd like to.
say wandering sent me or recommended, whatever phrase you want to use. Wandering raid would be nice and simple, but whatever you want to say. Jesse, sorry.
No, yeah, it's all good, bud. I was just gonna say thanks again for having me. Had a great time being in here with everybody. It's always a pleasure talking to everyone. Glad I had the opportunity to, because this is a lot of, our regulars, if you will. So it's great to be able to have an opportunity to see you guys, for not being able to do a live stream later in the week. We have that little one on Monday. So thank you all.
I'm live a lot more too. I have I'm gonna have 1 gigabyte internet. Hopefully
cool.
on Monday, and so it'll be nice and easier. I've actually had amazing signal. Mind you, I'm on Sprint. If you guys know what Sprint is, and that's like doing very well for Sprint mobile. I'm on hotspot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on Sprint Mobile as well. I've had Sprint for years, and then on my home I'm using Cox Mobile. So, they're pretty, here and there every now and again. So you never know what you're gonna get. But no, you had really good connection. You're coming in clear. Then the new laptop, I give you 2 thumbs up. It seems to be working out very well. I'm gonna be in the market for a new laptop soon here as well. So I'll probably, get with you to see what kind of specs you got on yours, bro. So can lead me in the right direction. Oh,
yeah. I talked
mainly
to
I just need.
I talked to some people who are still very into computers as well, and they told me all the exact specs I need if I were going to upload videos. I didn't go to that level of specs because one thing you want is a Thunderbolt 3.1 USB port, because it's something like double the speed of a 3.1 USB. So it's still much faster to have USB 3.1 than it was to have the older ports like the 2.0, which are still considered, I believe, fine. But fine and maybe even a little good. But the Thunderbolt 3.1 I think is supposed to be like double the speed or something because it's a different technology. So
Right on. Okay. What brand did you get?
I got MSI. I got it. I'm not particularly recommending this particular company, but for the price and what I got, it was good. I also recommend EMG or AMD. I'm sorry, between the two, it's for the CPU. It's just the last one is escaping me for now. So there's 2 CPUs, the Intel and the AMG, and I think it was AMG, and someone wrote AMD, but it was AMG. I think that's what messed me up. Anyway, and so they're better on the low end for the cheaper computers, like $900, $1,100, whatever. In general, it's always better than Intel. Until you get to i9, if you get Intel 9, which is you're going to be paying a couple thousand or something at that point, which isn't necessary if you're just getting a normal good laptop. If you're trying to be like a professional gamer or something, of course, yes, you get the best thing there is. If you want to do like videos, you can it's super high end, but if you're just doing YouTube now and you haven't gotten that far, like you're not making money and stuff, it's not an investment to make money on. So
it's for quite a few different reasons. I haven't the laptop I've been
around $900 you can get a really good laptop.
Yeah, no, the laptop I'm rocking now, I've had since 2008, and it's just time for an upgrade.
$200 way better than yours.
probably
Well,
at this
Chromebooks,
point. Yeah. But
Chromebooks are impressive for the price. You might be surprised. They have good battery life and stuff. And it's probably better than yours. And I think you can live stream and all that from it. And there's kind of ways to still do video editing and stuff. But it's basically not a full-on laptop.
uh-huh.
But it's kind of like a little bit more between a phone and it's kind of like, I guess, halfway between a tablet and an actual laptop or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Cool.
There's just 4 people watching.
Yeah, man. Let's I guess we can just go ahead and wrap it up then, bro.
Yeah. I was just looking for I forgot what I was doing here. Okay. Old Smoky. I'm just, I'm gonna, no, is he actually live, guys?
Yeah, he's up and running.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on.
The first live stream, I think.
Nice.
Oops. So here we go. So guys, if you go click that link, I'll shorten your process of switching over. Just click that and you'll get right to the video.
Awesome.
I'll stay on.
Okay, dope.
I'll stay on for another 10 minutes or something, and then I'll switch over. And I'll say wandering raid or whatever you want to say. Yeah, if you want to.
Cool. All right, my dude, I'm going to go ahead and dip out of here. Thank you again for having me. We'll get together, do another one of these real soon, my dude.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll probably do one tomorrow. I got to work on my watch time and stuff, and so I'll do one either tomorrow. If not tomorrow, I'll definitely be on Monday because I'm getting that new internet. I'm going to be so excited for that. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. Depending on what time you do it Monday, like Monday in the evening, after like say 8, I could give you a little bit of time if you're up for it.
Like it's the end of the live stream. I'm sure I'll go on before that, even with the time difference. But I'll probably be able to still get on towards the end of it.
Alrighty.
Cool.
Take care. Cool. All right, man. See you. Take care.
Yeah. All right. So there's 2 people still on. Streamlabs, absolutely AK fave. Yeah, he did say like an hour, so I guess he was literal today. So yeah, he got the message across. He did say about an hour, so it was about an hour. Okay, cool. For the 2 people watching now, there's a small chance I might go back on live today. We'll see. Probably not. I think I'm gonna film the tea video finally. It's still light outside, so still a good time to film. So if anyone's still on, do you mind leaving a message so I can know? It might be just one person just kind of drop their phone or something. All right, I think it's gone now. All right. Thank you guys for watching, for the rewatchers, and it was awesome to have you, regardless if I saw you or not, or you left a comment. Some of you guys might have watched and not left a comment. That's fine. It was awesome. Hit the like button. See if you can help get the word out on my channel. And I'll see you next time. Thank you guys.